There's a lot of Atlanta hate.
I gave you 28-3.
It's something that the Atlanta Falcons can't live down because of New Orleans. New Orleans mid-game 10 years from now will still be like, oh, man, I wonder what the score is. I bet you it's not 28-3. You know, like they will never live that down. We're going to go out the way to say you embarrassingly lost, as you should have.
So the Saints-Falcons rivalry is real.
That's the only one that matters.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman, and they're Jack and Kyler, and we're on a mission to find the greatest game of all time. And on today's episode, we are covering Week 13 of the 2019 season between the Saints and Falcons on Thanksgiving with legendary host of the Off the Edge podcast, Cowbear legend, Cam Jordan.
Future Hall of Famer?
Future Hall of Famer, for sure. And we get into talking his massive 4-sack performance on Thanksgiving.
I have gone out of my way to make it known I was going to get you, and I got you.
Jameis Winston stories, those are always fun.
That's the guy you want in a bar fight. That's the guy you always want in your corner.
Then we get into talking his favorite QB to sack. I mean, he's got 118 sacks. Who's his favorite?
One man holds that distinction.
And once he puts a little Gatorade towel on his head, stick a fork in him. He's done. You know, like...
Oh. And then we wrap it up with Hittin the Ol Hotline. Those have been really fun.
You guys are crazy.
Oh, you guys are nuts. And also that we got to get an age limit.
You got to be this old to call that.
Yeah. You got to stick around to the end.
Let's go.
Let's go. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. November 28th, 2019, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia.
It's Thanksgiving night. Saints versus Falcons.
But Cam Jordan is making the dirty bird look like leftover turkey. This is the Cam Jordan flu game.
Hell yeah, brother.
Welcome to Games with Names. On today's episode, we are looking at Saints versus Falcons, Week 13, Thanksgiving 2019, with legendary Saint himself, Cam Jordan. Now, welcome to the Nuthouse. In one sentence, Cam, why this game?
Complete domination.
Domination.
You said one sentence, not one word.
No, that was great. That was
Okay,
great.
perfect.
You'd be surprised at how many people don't listen to the one sentence rule, and we get a fucking synopsis on everything. But
start to finish, complete domination.
Hey, 110%
There's a comment in there.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to scope your brain for that.
You know,
right there.
It's going to be
extra
beautiful.
Percentage.
Well, eventually, catch it now and not later, because apparently as we get older, it's not going to work out well for us as football players.
Yeah, we'll leave that for the other podcasts. Is this the greatest game of all time?
For me, absolutely. I felt like shit that game. I didn't recall some plays because I was like wheezing for breath. This is my flu game. This is and in the moments leading up to this game, I was like, come on, Michael Jordan did it. Cam Jordan can do it. Like everybody has a flu game.
Yeah.
Nobody feels amazing 100% of the time. That game sticks out of my mind because I was like, bro, I can't breathe. I was shooting the inhaler on the sidelines, just trying to catch like a breath.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, "Oh, you good? Hell yeah, I'm good." And then I'd like turn to the side, be like,
yeah,
big stuffy nose, shit dripping. Like I was like, I look disgusted.
Yeah, isn't it something when you do something that's so hard that you thought was like not possible? You were probably feeling like shit the night before.
No doubt.
You're fucking terrible. I've had games like that where I wasn't 100% physically there, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get through. And then you ball out, you do your thing, and it's like this little win that you feel for your confidence that goes so far. Would you agree?
Yeah. You go from I'm really like the best player on the field to like, I'm all right. You just can't be a weakness, Cam. Like, don't be the weakness. And then somewhere in the game, you're like, no, I'm really him.
Yeah.
And like, you go through those phases of like that insecurity level of, I was like, all right, look, just because I'm not 100% doesn't mean that I can't be one of the best players on the field. I am the best player on the field. Win, lose, or draw, they're not messing with me right now.
Yeah.
And you're looking over like, bro, chop suey. Like, I'm going to destroy this kid.
Yeah. And that's what people don't realize, the insecurities that we do have as professional athletes, because you're in a league of its own. Everyone's on the A game all the time. Everyone's good. There's no Louisiana Lafayette of agricultural school week 4 for an easy win. Everyone's getting paid and everyone knows how to ball. So you have this craziness that you feel that you have to perform at a certain standard because we've been doing it our whole life.
Right.
Which sometimes you got to tap into other emotions to be able to fuel that. And these kind of situations where you overcome having the flu no one may know anything about it, but that's what makes us go, I feel.
I was like, nobody cares. Like,
No one
if I would be
cares.
like, yeah, coach, I got the flu. So you're good, right? Yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah, this isn't basketball. This isn't like, you don't have to play all the games. No, like my teammates depend on me for all 17 of these mugs, and I want to be there each and every time.
How you holding up this season?
Man, physically great.
Physically great?
Physically great.
You're 14.
Right. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's hard.
I mean, they say man, it goes by fast. Shit don't go by fast in this league.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand when people are like, man, you're going to miss it when it's gone. That's why I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah.
I give everything that I can give because I can walk away from any one of these games and be happily done. Like, Cam, you'll never play another game. Cool. You know what I did? While I was in this mug, I gave everything I could. You couldn't beat me. You can't outwork me. There's nothing in me that I haven't proven. So if the game is gone tomorrow, I gave it everything I had today.
That's a way to do it.
I don't have any regrets. I might always have regret. Like, man, I feel like I could play one more. But everybody feels like that.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't want to give this game up. We've been playing it since we were 12, 13. For me, 13, and I didn't even like it at 13. So 14 for me.
Yeah.
Pops dropped me off at 13 years old. Like, all right, this is what you're going to do now. And I was like, nah, man, I'm a basketball player. And then, it worked out really well for me.
Yeah. Is the close end soon?
It's not further than it is closer. Like, it could be, again, it could be at the end of the season. It could be 2 years from now. But guess what it is? It's not another 14.
Yeah. Closer to the end than you are the beginning, Bubs.
Yeah. The moment you enter the league, they're trying to replace you.
Yeah. And like when you're going through it doesn't feel like it's fast because you have so many different things that are going on in your career. So you're thinking about your production, you're thinking about the team, you're thinking about how you feel. Like there's all these stresses that you go through that like when you're going through it, it's like it's a long week. It's fucking hard. But when you're out and you're done, you'll look back and you'll say, yeah, that shit went fast. That shit went fast. When you get out, you do.
You say that, but how many injuries did you have while you were in the league?
14.
Right. And
12.
So you could count each and every one of them. You're like, oh man, it goes by fast. Nah, bro. Rookie year, I broke my hand. Fourth year in, I broke my back. Spinal.
Yeah. Spinal.
Spinal.
Shout out, Mike.
Mike.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you say whatever it is, like, oh, I had a scope on the heel one year. I had plantar fasciitis this year. It's like I gauge all my stuff by like the injuries that I've had.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I broke an orbital bone against the Steelers like 2-3 years ago and they wouldn't let me play. And I was like, no, I'm playing. I finished the game. I closed my left eye and continued the game. Like, it still ended up with a sack. Like, it's not that I think a sack is an overrated stat, but like, maybe it's oversaturated, not overrated. But
Is it overrated? What do you think's better, TFL?
Playing the actual game.
Playing the game.
Because, we get
playing the situation.
Exactly.
Winning the situation.
Winning the game is what's important. But some guys get so caught up in like, I got to get sacks. And we look at it like, oh, he's the best because he had 19 or 20 or 22 sacks. But he's not worth a damn in the run. But we don't talk about it. He's the DPOY, but he's a liability on the outside zone stretch plays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm like, how's he the best if all he's like, he's the best, but he swims B gaps and C gaps, and like the linebackers hate him, but you'll never know it.
He's the best, but he runs past the quarterback all the time because he's trying to get around the hump. But
he does 11-yard
He's playing
hump.
Lamar Jackson, and he can run for 40 yards,
Right.
and it's man coverage, and that's his gap, and it's 3rd and 12, and the team shouldn't fucking have any shot of getting that 3rd down, but you ran past the quarterback, and
he
so
just trotted.
but you got to sack the play before,
Right. You look at the stat sheet, he's like, he killed it. But I'm like, what else did he do for the game? What impact did he have on the game? Did he wreck the ball? Is he a game wrecker? Absolutely. Strip, sack, fumble? Nothing like it.
Yeah.
Sack him out of field goal range? You deserve that play. But liability in all other phases? Does that actually help your team win? Or now we're just praising you for the splash plays that you can't create?
Ooh. I agree. I agree.
It's a hot take that's going to hurt some people's feelings, but
see, I played with the Patriots.
the Patriots don't play that shit.
Nah, yeah, we played. We were always around very team first DNs.
Yeah.
Where like they had to sacrifice shit to be able to set that edge, and that was like a known thing.
A known thing. Again,
You know what I mean?
I've told guys that have came to our defense some years, I'm like, hey, bro, this is not, you're not going to like it here.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm trying to win. I hear you, but you're not going to like it here. Like, there is no getting above the quarterback. You get you get at the quarterback and you work back. You don't, oh, but this is how I rush. Yeah. Our coach ain't going to put up with that shit.
Yeah.
Head coach, not the coordinator, head coach.
Yeah. How has that been this year, having a new head coach and going through that transition?
You talking about Darren Rizzi? Man, that he comes in interim head coach, but you wouldn't really miss a beat. You'd probably say it's an uptick in terms of just getting out of that losing slump. I've never been in a losing slump to this magnitude.
Yeah.
I think, I've lost some games in my career. Everybody does. But to lose 7 straight, I don't think it had been done in Saints history since like 1980 something.
Yeah.
In my life, I never.
The Aints.
Yeah.
They put the bags over their
Man,
head.
7 games in.
Hey, how do you like doing this media stuff?
I feel like I've always sort of done it.
Yeah, you've been in it.
Yeah, like I probably started rookie year. Shout out to the momager Rebecca Otto, who's now just my manager. She used to work back when we were with Octagon. We were working Super Bowls for the free ski.
Free ski.
Hey,
that's no money.
Yeah, when you're coming out of pocket to be like hit media row at Super Bowl, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just want to party, and then like you angled in. Great foundations, bro, lead to great things, hopefully.
Yeah.
And so, 6, 7 Pro Bowls in, whatever that was, 4 Pro Bowls in, you start making some money. You're like, this is nice for a change. You're like,
hell yeah.
Oh, you want to pay me to come on? I was going to talk shit anyway. So like, thank you for paying me to talk shit.
Yeah. Now, what do you see yourself doing when your football chapter ends? Do you want to be an in-studio analyst? Do you want to call play-by-play? Are you gonna attack your podcast world more because that thing's growing already? That thing's huge. Are you gonna act? You're a handsome fella.
Yeah.
It's rough being handsome these days.
Handsome dude. You could be a handsome action star. Maybe even throwing some drama in there. You could tell he's got some acting chops there. What's going on in the world after football?
Please don't look up a Tubi movie. Yeah, boy, it's trifling, man. That being said,
I haven't heard trifling in years.
I mean, I've done some show work.
What do you like?
I love life. That's just it. I don't have a target area of what I want to do. I've done analyst work in the XFL as well as sideline reporter XFL, whatever the other league, the comparison league was before they merged. Analyst work there. I don't know why it slipped my mind, but
USFL.
At the end of the day, if I'm gonna stay true to me and always be happy, like I love being happy. I love when people around me are happy.
Yeah,
talking shit makes people happy. And when I say people, I'm people.
Yeah.
Like I was going to talk crap regardless. So
yeah, joning is fun.
Yeah, if Joseph folks, like if I'm out there with the fellas, we're going to talk about it anyways. I'm literally just taking group chat talk to the world.
You've done so much, and and most importantly, you've balled. That's what people don't realize. Like a lot of these guys now are trying to be famous first over football. Which you'll see how far that'll get you in your career as a football player, and you'll see how doors close when you don't have success and you don't ball.
Right.
Because we're football players, and that's how it is.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Keep the main thing the main thing. But you've done so many things, and you've balled. Like it'll be fun for you to get out and like get to express yourself in different ways, and get to work and do like a good work day, and you could be able to walk the next day. It's really cool.
I don't know if I agree with that. I love those games where you're splitting double teams from a guard and tackle. You're making tackles in the backfield. You're hitting tight ends, like just obliterating cats, right?
Yeah.
And then you wake up. It's not the day after. It's the DOMS. It's delayed onset muscle fatigue, soreness.
You get that like Tuesday.
It's Tuesday that you're like, no, it was good Monday. Okay, let's go. It's those days that you love. That's what I love about the game is when you're broken.
It sounds like Chinatown when I get out of bed with all the fireworks. Firecrackers everywhere.
I thought when you said Chinatown, I was thinking fortune cookie, but okay, we were talking about the same thing. I got excited. I was like,
firecrackers. So your pops is a pro athlete. You grew up in Arizona. Take us back to young Cam Jordan.
Baby Cam, left high school like 6'4", 270. So
6'4", 270.
I've reached high school status again. It took my whole playing, like all my playing previous years has been
high
about,
school?
285 to 293. Yeah. College, I got to like 300. When them bowl games, when they just like force feed you pizza, I was Little Caesars downed one year. You know what I'm saying? Like we played Miami at the Emerald Bowl, and they like everywhere you turn, it'd be like, hey, take a hot and ready to go. Hell yeah, I will. That's college days. You're eating. If it's free, it's for me.
Chick-fil-A. We used to have Chick-fil-A on our always.
Ooh.
Coach loved that sweet tea.
Ooh.
He's a Southern guy. You get jugs of that sweet tea. I'm like, this guy's gonna have diabetes. That shit is sugar.
Damn. All right. So we talked about young Cam. So born in Minnesota, possibly for the Vikings for 13 years. Left when I was like 5 to Arizona. And yeah, young Cam that was a time to be had. I was hooping, just straight.
So you wanted to be a hooper?
Yeah, absolutely. Modeled
Why?
my game after Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
I just went all top elbow work. You throw me in the post, but I was really trying to, get my mid-range, my middies going. Thought I was a point guard, because I was sort of shorter growing up.
Yeah.
Had a major growth spurt between the 8th and 9th grade year. By then I was almost done with basketball. Pop saw the frame. Boy was like sitting 8th grade, probably like, I had to lose weight to play my first year Pop Warner. So let's call it 5'7", 205.
Oh my God.
Like a little meatball.
Yeah.
But out there rocking point, 8th grade out there bringing it down court. I just didn't know that there was Zions before, Cam J. Like we didn't have anybody looking forward to, like
without a doubt.
But yeah, 5'7" was not getting me anywhere. So Pop saw the frame, was like, look, dude, your basketball is the heavier you get, and you're going to get heavier. Basketball is not going to be good to you.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I'm a hooper, Dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like filet, I got it in the bag, and so the rule in the house was 13, you were able to play football. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna forego that able to play football. Big hooper over here, Pops. So one day he just got fed up, was like, yo, so here's your pads, here's this, go practice, bro. And I was like, no, I'm not going. And he's like, yeah, get out my car. So he dropped me off at practice, signed me up for the team, dropped me off at practice. Don't know. Yeah, he was like, and gave you the dad stop, right? Like, I don't want to be that dad, but get out my car, go play football. And I think
First year you hated it, you said.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when did you find the love?
Because I'm overly competitive and have been better than the talent around me for all my life. Like physically gifted enough to be like, yeah, I may be short and fat, but I'm like hella explosive.
Yeah.
Now,
was there a specific time in high school when you were 14?
Bro, probably there's a specific time that first year I was playing football. I was like halfway through the season, and if you don't practice, you don't play. Like you get the mandatory 3 plays and you're out. And I'm like, bro, I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting anything from it. Like come Saturday, I'm just chilling for an hour. I was like, nah, this shit got to change. So sort of turn it on by end of the year, whatever, team captain, but like Pop Warner, you're just playing random positions, linebacker, safety, whatever. Get to high school and they, if you're have any size, guess where you're going? You're going to the trenches. You're straight to the line. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, I was like, oh, I can play safety. Nah, line.
275, 570, or what?
Which, you're a little portly feller, you know what I'm saying? So
at safety, can you imagine that?
Hey, explosive now.
Explosive.
Booming, kids. Booming.
Looking like Ronnie Lott back there with them old big ass pads on.
Just man, so like get to high school and go to the old line by end of freshman year. And I jumped now. I went from 5'7" to 6'1" in a summer.
Wow.
Slept the summer away. Next thing you know, I got high water jeans because I'm studly now. And then I'm like that weird skinny fat. Like,
oh yeah.
Don't know where the body's going, but yeah, exactly.
Have no clue how to walk. Don't know how to use it yet.
Gangly little bastard. All I did was
Osgood Slaughter about to come because your knees developed too quick.
Got the little the stretch marks on the back because the body was not expecting to be this.
Yeah.
So offensive line, end of the year, they pull me up to varsity, and I'm like, all right, I'm offensive lineman now. It just is what it is. And just sort of did that for 2-3 years. And I was like, I don't want to be offensive lineman. And the coach was like, you're our starting offensive lineman. You're a left tackle. You're going to go to the league and do all these things at left tackle. I was like, who the hell wants to be fat? And I was like, all the other linemen are fat. I was like, nobody has ever once grown up in their life. We're like, you know what I want to be? This fat guy.
I bet you the other fat guys do.
Yeah, because that's all they could do. Like, they knew they were slow. But here I was, like, doing all defensive line drills and not getting any defensive line reps. I'm like, I really don't want to be offensive lineman, but I'm a starter. So, I'm rocking the number 72.
72.
Until what was that? OC that rocked 72?
OC and what Matt Light did for the Pats.
There was nobody that was really rocking 72 as a defensive lineman that was cold.
No. Yes, no in defense.
Yeah,
that's an O-line.
Big O-line number. So we go to a USC Sparks elite camp, or maybe it was a Nike camp, whichever that was. And they're like, it was like, hey, offensive lineman go left, defensive lineman go right. And I was like, hell yeah, right we go.
And you just went right
Man,
first time ever.
Right straight to it. We go to like the little pause where you're 1v1, and I blow past these cats, right? And they're like 3, 4, 5
What was your
stars.
move when you were young?
Swim. It's always been an arm over.
Whoop,
big
over.
Big over swim.
Yeah.
And coaches hate it,
Yeah.
right? You leave you exposed.
If you're explosive and strong, you can slap them
Right.
by.
I needed all the acronyms that we have now. Nah, coach, I'm fast as fuck, boy. Like, I needed those back then. But I was like, no, it'll work. And so I'm blowing past these cats, right? And so junior year, get a taste of that defensive end life and never look back. Senior year, they're like, Cam, you playing offensive line? I was like, yeah, I got it. I'll do that for the starting. But I was like, I'm a defensive end now. You got me twisted. These coaches coming in. My guy, Mike Cavanaugh, who's now, I think he's O-line coach over at Oregon, but he was the O-line coach at Oregon State at the time, was like, man, you could be an all-pro. He's like, get down that stance. He's like, you could be a Hall of Fame guard. And I was like, first of all, I was like, coach, hey, love you. Love you as a guy. You probably still friends to this day. Mike Cavanaugh, great dude.
Yeah.
Nah.
Thing is, you probably could have been.
No. Yeah.
If you think about it, how good your feet are.
Yeah.
Dude, you could be a Hall of Fame guard if you're if you were 305
and would have woke up every morning disgusted with myself.
Yeah, but how much do you weigh right now?
270 something.
And you don't look like you're 270.
No. The
so
body
you add
holds
20.
weight well.
If you had 20 pounds.
See,
this is because you want to act, bro.
Exactly.
You want that face to be skinny and you want to act.
No.
That's what it is. You're an actor.
Every offseason I get to about 310.
See, and how do you move it? How do you move it?
Well.
And would you say at the beginning of this podcast, life's about living and fun?
Absolutely. That's why I live it up in the offseason.
So
because when it's time to work, it's time to
if you were
really
offensive lineman, you could just live it up and eat, but just have to move it around.
Yeah, but when you wake up in the morning and like in the offseason and you hit that like side, and you have a double roll there, that doesn't make you happy as a person. You're like, oh man, I should probably worked out today. Now, if I was a normal person, the answer is no, I'm not going to work out. But as a person who takes pride in being athletic, the worst compliment you can give, like, oh man, he's got good feet for his size. For his size?
You got good feet?
Nah, I got good feet, period.
Period.
Off the tackles, guards, I'm like, man, he moves really well for his size. He's a fat bastard. Yeah, no.
I want to see you on a ladder.
Working. In my mind, me and Hawk got the best feet in the game. You know what I'm saying? Hawk got them stutter. You typewriter feet.
Who has great feet? Not linemen, just in general that you think. Comes to your head once. Right now, boom.
Marv Jones. Marv Jones.
For me, Jacoby Myers.
Ooh.
I played with him, and he had really good feet. Great crossover. Do you think the basketball helped your moves because you're so fluid on the basketball
Yeah,
court?
absolutely not.
No, it doesn't help you
Absolutely
with your
not.
No?
I've been humbled a few times by pops and friends from highlights from like freshman year playing basketball. Humbled. In my mind, greatness. Again, 5'7" to 6'1", sort of like a fat, chubby, lanky, skinny guy. Like his body was very confused.
What about what about this whole NFL, NBA player? Do you think you could go,
Oh, I became a better ball player as I got older. Like, again.
You slowed down?
Yeah, not slowed down, sped up, but the body caught up.
Yeah.
Like junior, senior year, I'm running the open 4 track.
Yeah.
Discus champion. The body came together.
Now, if the NBA took 7 guys, NFL took 7 guys, played like a basketball thing, a football thing, and some track shit, like a little
bit of everything,
decathlon or something, who's winning?
Football. Best athletes on the field. Because every football player grew up playing basketball, but not every basketball player grew up playing football. Edge advantage.
Yeah.
every football player, every like real football player, at least like Arizona, California, Texas, you ran track. There's no option.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah.
You get them undercovers up in Oregon. You get an undercover athletic athletes.
that's what I'm saying.
Washington,
Hey,
they get those.
They're like sneaky, like, bro, he's fast as hell. Because like they all grew up in like a track circuit. Because normally your football coach is a track coach.
Yeah.
You know, like it just is what it is. Basketball, guess what you've been doing your whole life? You're singly focused basketball, travel ball, AAU ball, rec ball, YMCA ball, whatever ball. You've always just rotated basketball.
Yeah.
Not really like, so if you say, ooh, who's going to win in that basketball event? It should be the basketball guys. The skill level of basketball players is such a high level now.
And they're tall.
Man.
They're all just trees.
Man.
Basketball guys are trees.
Even like the explosive ones, the John Walls, the Russell
But even
Russell
their small
Westbrooks.
ones are 6'3".
Facts.
Like Steph Curry's 6'3".
Cap. Full blown
Or
cap.
6'2".
Yeah, Drew Brees is 6 foot. Yeah, sure.
I'm 5'10".
Hey, whatever it says in the program, we're going with it.
Hey, my program early in my career said 6 foot, and they dropped it to 5'10". Yeah, they did. They dropped that
Nobody
thing.
stuff is 6'3". But that's what I'm saying. As explosive they are, nobody's catching the likes of Denzel Ward. Nobody's catching Tyreek.
Yeah. I just had to ask.
Yeah,
You know, you brought in basketball.
That sounds like a great pay-per-view event. I want to watch that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it on paper, and then you're going to see it, but like, well, this is domination. And oh God, don't let a few of the basketball players actually or football players actually know basketball for real. Then it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, we all assume you dribble like Miles, but he's explosive.
Everyone in the comment section, let's see who you guys make the 7-on-7 team, and then we'll come up and we'll find one that we agree with.
I like this.
Maybe two.
I'd want to know who wins between the NBA players and NFL players on a hockey game.
Neither.
That would look terrible.
We might actually win that. We got way more white guys in football than they do in basketball.
Hey, I can skate.
I don't want to bring out white guys, but Wisconsin.
Bro,
Hey.
Gronk's really good at hockie.
I can believe
From
that.
Buffalo.
Man, Gronk on skates? Jeez.
He would look like Charles.
Gronk looks like the guy who just walks around without the hockey stick. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
The
there for
enforcer.
the penalty box.
At the end of the bench,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
oh, you're going to come close. Bam, big
Pushing the
checks.
boards, baby.
Man, how was it growing up with a dad as a pro athlete? Did you feel pressure to live up to a standard? Did he help you along the way? Did other kids fuck with you because you were a pro athlete's dad or son? Like, how was that?
I mean,
People don't realize that's probably a little tough.
yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, you leave his primary place that he played in, right?
Yeah.
And in a day and age where social media wasn't prevalent,
Yeah. So
like
no,
once you get out of Minnesota, you sort of go back to a sense of normal.
yeah.
You know, so my parents did a great job of sort of sheltering us from, Pops being who he was until we were older. So it was probably high school where the guy was like, man, your dad was a pro bowler. He was like, oh, yeah, Pops just goes to work.
Yeah.
And he did a phenomenal job of not like throwing his highlights in our face, you
Yeah.
know? So realistically, he groomed us to be athletes, but you don't catch the cause and effects of like, we couldn't go to dinner or like, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So like if you knew about him, you knew. So growing up in sports, coaches would be like, oh yeah, I know you're going to be an athlete because your dad was an athlete.
Yeah.
Um,
So, coach.
yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You there was a time in high school when my coach like drew up a play, was like, hey Cam, you're a tight end here. And I was like, all right, so who am I blocking? Because I was so locked in on being offensive lineman. Like, no, you're gonna go up the top, hit this safety. I was like, nah, fam. He's like, you're gonna turn around, the ball's gonna be right there. I was like, I'm so Gucci. Like, I was like, you're not gonna peg me, one, to be a tight end, and two, like, I just want to hit somebody.
Yeah. Hey.
And like hitting people feels good, pay good. I'm gonna do that for a living.
And you did it for a good living.
Yeah, like even I'm probably top 5. If you converted me to tight end, I'd probably still be top 5 in the position
Top
in terms
five?
of
You're top
of
5
like
right now?
highest paid. Yeah, like they don't make what a defensive lineman makes.
No, they don't.
They make a fraction. Like
What is
Travis
Trav?
Kelce probably
20?
makes like 19, 20. That's a really good defensive end. That's still not
Man.
top 5 in our position.
You guys are so rich. Fudge. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, like
You made this much money. I made this much money.
Who is the top defensive end getting paid right now? Like what, 34, 35 a year?
Millions.
million.
14. Yeah, Travis 14 a year.
He making
And
money
he's
off
at the
that
top,
field,
of the,
though.
top of the scale. Oh, yeah, off the field, yeah, he's back up to.
He's got it.
Yeah, he got that money on now. That Kelsey last name and him and his brother winning the Super Bowl happened at the right time.
Right time
And they rode that storm, and now they're on the Swifty storm. You know, and I hope that works out for him.
Me too. We're rooting
Like,
for you, Trav.
I'm rooting that he falls in love and marries her and puts a baby in her immediately.
I would love that. That
Yeah,
would rock.
yeah, like good for him. I'm
Be an elite kid.
She's not bringing much to the pool genetically. Genetically speaking, like you've never been like, wow, she looks athletic. Nope.
She's tall.
Ish.
She's pretty.
Ish.
She's really talented, like
Smart.
smart as hell.
Boom. There we go.
There we go.
Genius brains don't really transfer down to the kid, right?
Yeah, they could. I don't know. My parents weren't geniuses. I'm not a genius, so maybe you do get their parents' brain. How the hell did you end up at Cal?
Pops went to Brown.
Genius brains.
You know, Pops went to Brown. His parents were teachers.
Yeah.
And so education is not a game in our household.
Yeah.
So at 18, you go. The rule in the house is you either go to the workforce, and it's okay to be blue collar. You go to the workforce, but you got to figure out your life. You're not staying in the house. And then you either go to college, and if you get a scholarship, you get a car. So the options were. I mean, it came down to like I loved U of A at the time. I liked ASU. Oregon State had a hell of a lot of love for me. Oregon didn't offer me till after I committed to Cal, bastards. I was rocking Oregon gear like sophomore year heavy.
Yeah.
Knew I was like, as soon as they offer, I'm committing. They never offered until it was too late. Yeah, so whatever
Oregon.
offers were out there on the
Pac-10,
table.
you like the Pac-10.
I mean, come on, West Coast, best coast.
I wanted to be in the Pac-10. I
Yeah.
wanted to go to Cal.
Yeah, like I would think like a Tennessee coach or something like that popped up, and I was like, "Does it snow there?" He's like, "Oh, every now and again." I was like, "You're not for me." I'm like, I thrive in 110-degree weather. I won't thrive sub 75.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever the colleges came down to, either way, Pops was like, "Look, man, yeah, scholarship, you get a car." Thinking like, you know, Mom said you're getting the Honda CRV. And I'm like, I don't want a soccer mom van. Like, don't do this to me. You know, like first world problems, right? I'm about to get a car. I was in my grandma's car rocking what was like a 1986 gold Bic. It didn't even have the U and a K in there. It was like BIC.
A Buick.
Yeah, topped out at 65, rattling on the highway. So I'm
Sabre.
like, yeah. So he's like, I'll get you. We'll get you the car. And, you know, we're looking at the best safety ratings. He's like, but, and he just like lowballed the offer, right? Like, but, look, man, you go to Cal, you call other coaches up, I'll get you the car that you want. And I was like, stupid 17-year-old. I was like, a Dodge Charger? And he's like, hey, it's there for you. So the biggest booster ever, Steve Jordan for Cal. That's how I went to Cal.
Now, did Pops have some boys at Cal or what?
No, it's just the education level there. That was
It is the second best public university in
first
the United
best. Wait, excuse me. What?
Uh,
we are number one. You look that shit up. We are number one.
I think
year
it's
in, year
second
out.
best.
We are tied. We are tied at times with like Virginia and UCLA at times, but we're consistently number one. In fact, we're tied this year with, I believe, UCLA or Virginia. One of the two.
Michigan's up there. UNC.
Yeah. Michigan is definitely up there.
Yeah, public.
Michigan's 3, it's looking like.
Yeah, but it's not Cal.
Texas?
Cal and UCLA are like 1A, 1B, it's showing.
I said
That's big
two.
soft. UCLA is number one. Cal's
UVA,
I said
UNC.
two.
Yeah, but to be clear, when you see me, you see B.
When I see
Go
you,
Bears.
I see Steve's
Bears.
Korean.
Hey, great spot, by the way. What used to be called the Asian ghetto, which now I think turned into the multinational, whatever politically correct
know what it
label
is.
that was. Yeah. Going to Cal, the Asian ghetto was fire. You had a little calzone spot. You had like these fire-ass donuts, like
Yep.
Kingpin's Donuts or whatever that was. Steve's Korean.
Steve's Korean was fire.
Hittin'.
What was it, a chicken bowl?
Oh, man.
Or it was the beef bowl.
I'll say the short beef,
Short rib bowl.
short rib beef bowl with the
Sriracha all over it.
kimchi on that junk, smacking.
In the hot dog shop, what is it?
Nah, you can have the glizzies. Top dog.
Top dog.
Hey, I was never a glizzy champion, but guys swore by it. I was
good.
like, yo,
It's good.
something about a hot day and bratwurst in your mouth didn't sit right with the kid.
Nothing like a bratwurst in your own mouth.
Which takes us, derails us completely from whatever we were talking about. Yeah,
Did you ever cross paths with Marshawn at Cal?
yeah, he came back. He
Of
came
course
back.
he did. He practiced.
Yeah, he came back. Like
He practiced with you guys probably.
No, never practiced with us. Man, first time I ever met Marshawn was coming, like he invited us out to the city.
Yeah.
and he showed major love. And at the same time, he ran somebody off down the street, like whatever it was. Like Marshawn, Marshawn is
Marshawn is-
unbridled and unhinged every day of his life.
He is my favorite guy.
And I was like, bro,
I'm from the Bay.
Yeah.
So I'm from 40 minutes south of Berkeley on the peninsula.
is that the Bay?
In the Bay, yeah.
Is that the Bay?
Oh, yeah. Well, our city is on the Bay.
Okay, there we go.
Redwood-
People be like, I'm 30 minutes out from
Nah.
Oakland, but that doesn't really be like inland.
Nah.
Like, bro, you're not
hey,
the Bay.
Redwood City touched that Bay. You see that we're on that Bay.
I'm in full agreement.
Yeah. So, but I had hella friends that went there to Berkeley, so I would go back. That's why I knew Steve's Korean. And I went to JUCO, so I'd always visit my friends there. And the Marshawn stories are just priceless.
Endless.
He was so fun.
He put me on Patrinacy when I was 19.
Patrinacy?
You know, Patron Hennessy. Patrinacy? Like that was like it was like a like
Pat
once
Ron.
yeah, like once he put us on that, like we took off with it. We're like, hey dog, you ain't on Patrinacy. You really ain't trying to be beast
No.
mode. Like
Remember he got suspended? He went to Oakland and practiced with the kids.
yeah, that makes sense.
He went to high school and practiced, and there's literally he's still in the league and he's stiff arming. I fucking love
Go
him.
Bears.
I want him on here. Go Bears. Hey everyone, Julian Edelman here. There's no better time to enjoy live events. I've had my eyes on NFL playoff tickets, and there's always Bruins and Celtics games for when you're itching to get out of the house and catch some action. That's why I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's show, SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. They've got more than 70,000 events listed, from concerts and sports to festivals and more. You name it, they've got it. The best part? SeatGeek has your back. Every ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Just look at the green dots. Green means good and red means bad. And every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, so you're set. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code GAMES10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code GAMES10. Make sure to click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. I'll see you out there. All right, let's go back. This is a segment where we go back into time around November 28, 2019, and we go over pop culture. The #1 movie was Jumanji, The Next Level. That's Kevin Hart one and Rock.
That was a solid movie. I
I
just saw
liked
you
it.
put Joker up there, and I'm like, that's atrocious. Like, don't.
You didn't like the
talk about,
Joker?
we'll talk about it. Let's go over your once we get there, we'll talk.
Circles by Post Malone. That was his new album with like his newer version stuff.
Post, good guy.
Awesome, dude.
We're just like a really good guy. Had like 2 interactions with him, and then like every time I'm like, I don't even drink beer, and I drink a beer with him. You know
what?
like,
I went out to Amsterdam after 18 Super Bowl.
we're no longer drinking beer.
No. Well, we went and we saw a Post Malone concert, and we played beer pong with him before the concert.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exactly what you said. He's just a dude you want to have a beer with. He put us on drums and shit. We were playing with them after the show, and I don't know how to play the drums or the guitar. And we're like strumming shit, and he's trying to like make us sound good and stuff. It was fucking, he's such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Disney launches Disney Plus.
Mm.
Are you getting these fucking ads right now?
Man,
I'm getting ads on it right now.
I'm ad free. I don't even.
I thought I was too.
I'm paying extra.
We got to figure that out. I don't know.
My kids don't even know what ads look like. They see an ad, they're like, "Dad, it was taking so long." Look, you selfish little, wonderful being. You will sit here and enjoy what we didn't even know this movie was coming out. Like, just relax. Thanks, Tide. Love it. Shout out Little Caesars. Like, like enjoy this commercial.
I have no clue what an ad
kids
is.
don't even know
It's
what ads
crazy.
are.
I didn't think about that.
They're just trying to get straight to their show. Dad, we love Paw Patrol. Bro, if you don't enjoy these good 2 minutes worth of commercials, we used to look forward to Super Bowl commercials, and now you're just trying to skip it. No, man, there's greatness sometimes.
Tia. I wanted that Chia Pet so bad watching fucking Hey Arnold. Or the little lights. Remember those commercials?
2 rules. Don't touch my mama. Don't touch my Doritos.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, it's
Not a
all
cheat.
right. What's up with this Joker? Joker.
Yeah, Joker becomes the first R-rated movie to earn over $1 billion worldwide. Because I usually see myself as a villain more than a hero.
Yeah.
I love being a villain. I love being a defensive end. My greatest accomplishments is ruining your greatest dreams.
Yeah.
As a receiver, you want to catch a ball from
that was a
where?
bar.
A quarterback. And what do? Demolish a quarterback. My job is to make my job easier for my DBs, which means we go hand in hand. I need to hit this quarterback. I need to disrupt this pass. I need to stop this run. I need to stop everybody's hopes and dreams, more touchdowns. I'm a dream crusher.
So is that the Joker?
So I look at Bane and I'm like, hell yeah. I look at the Joker. You have no reason why Joker is such a twisted individual. I love the character of the Joker because you don't know his background story. The fact that Joaquin went ahead and gave him a background story, don't piss me off. Nobody asked you why. I loved Heath Ledger's Joker when he gave you 3 different stories of his origins because I don't need the origin. My father, came home from work and he... all that, I love that. I love menaces, like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Ducey, you know what I'm saying? I love that he's a menace.
Yeah.
I love guys that just like, you don't know why they're a menace. I didn't ask your background story. Don't give me a background story. This old sad story of, trailer park. I didn't ask for it. And then you're dancing into it. And I'm like, don't belittle one of my guys. Like do that to Mr. Freeze, don't do it to the Joker.
The Penguin?
Yeah,
Are you watching the new Penguin?
No.
The new Penguin on HBO?
I heard it's good.
It's pretty good.
So I might, but I've also never took him serious as a villain. Like your besties are
But
penguins.
it's an
like,
origin story of the Penguin, so
Yeah,
you may
but-
hate it.
No, but like I'm cool with that because I never really thought he was a villain.
Yeah.
Anyways, he just wanted a better climate for his friends. Like he's really the.
But that's not the real Penguin.
Yeah, we'll see.
The Batman Forever, that's the one we're thinking about Batman next.
Danny
Batman.
DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
We just had him
on.
on here.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
That's the penguin I identify
know.
with. Like
But that's not the real Penguin, like in the comics. This is, I think, portrays more of the comic Oswald. I don't know.
I agree with your take on Joker.
yeah, like I just didn't ask. So I'm not gonna lie, I was happy the second one didn't do well.
Yeah.
I said, good, we can nip this in the bud. Because I don't want to know his origin story. And they're like, no, it's because I didn't ask the because. That's the whole point.
I think I like Batman Begins better than Dark Knight.
I'm not averse to not loving any of them. I love them all.
I love them all too, but
I love the Robin Patterson's joint because
That's
he
pretty
seems-
good, too.
Bro,
Underrated.
He see him unhinged. The first scene in the subway,
Yeah.
and he's beating the brakes off the enemies. I was like, I signed up for this.
I like goth emo Gen Z Batman.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, look at him. He's not twinkling in the sunlight anymore.
Nah. Skinny, like the skinny hot guy. Like that. Hey, that's this generation Batman. I like it. Louis Vuitton buys Tiffany for $16 billion.
Bow.
LVMH, baby.
That's crazy. Frozen 2, Ford vs. Ferrari, and Terminator Dark Fate were all popping off in the box office.
Yeah.
Ford vs. Ferrari was awesome.
Hey, solid buy LVMH because the Tiffany collabs are crazy.
Right now?
The Tiffany Nikes, like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
Air Force One Tiffany Jones, stupid. Phenomenal buy. Don't know what it did financially speaking, but just for the culture,
I got a little
solid
Tiffany. Oh, yeah, that's Tiffany's.
Yeah, we know you're rich. We get it.
That's Tiffany.
Yeah, my first and third ring were made by Tiffany for Super Bowl.
Let me go put the white gloves on and bring it over.
All right, let's go to sports. 2019-20 Super Bowl champions were them Kansas City Chiefs starting off this dynasty run. How about these guys?
Damn dynasty.
They're good.
I'm in the era, so I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
I want the Saints to win. I'm black and gold or nothing, and so I sit here with nothing.
Yeah. What was Cam Jordan like in 2019-2020? You had
Going stupid. Defensive
half,
end number
baby.
one, Himothy.
Facts.
Solid stretch, just because the world sees defensive ends as sack getters, so you have to get that accolade. But run stopping, passage deflections. I think I had a triple double in one of those years. It
and
was
every down
abs-
DN.
Man, one that will play 90-something% of the snaps.
And every down DN.
Yeah, not the you got to worry about him on the pass rush. No, like don't run to my side, shut down. Oh, you're running opposite of me? Okay, I'll go play over there too.
He'll chase you down.
Come get you. Wherever you are, I'll find you. Yeah.
That
Good
is a
times.
villain.
Gronk retired for the first time.
Gronk. Andrew Luck,
First
Julius Peppers, Shane Leckler, unbelievable.
Julius
punter.
Peppers got his last jersey from his last game.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I've never I've met plenty of famous people over the years, and I've never once stuttered or gotten awestruck. And I feel like I've met a gambit of really famous people.
Yeah.
Julius Peppers was my guy though. Growing up, it was the Freak, it was Chris Doman, it was
Kersh.
John Randall. Yeah, Javon Curry, the Freak is, come on, he was freak of nature. Julius Peppers was one of them ones. Growing up, he plays basketball and football at UNC. And he's not just a guy, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'7" and he runs a 4.5 at 300 pounds. Shit that you're supposed to be like, wow, Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
And so met him younger at Exos working out, and he had said some words to me, and he was like, hey man, like your game. Thank you, sir. And I was like appalled at the way I responded,
Yeah.
and dapped him up and walked off and was like, I'm a nerd. I was like, no way, this dude thinks I'm a loser for sure.
He was that guy.
That guy. Yeah.
He was a phenomenon. I played against a lot of Haloti Nada.
Mm-hmm.
I got hit
Massive.
real hard once, and I was walking to their sideline, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, your sideline's that way." He pointed me in the direction to my sideline. So I loved Haloti Nada for that. You remember Walt Coleman, that ref down there?
I try not to remember any refs. Sir, I do not like.
Jules has asked us specifically to put ref headshots.
Yeah,
I
I've made fun of them enough to where I went to a Pro Bowl with a ref styled shirt. Hey, don't make calls.
I
You
like
don't
certain
ruin games.
refs, but there's certain refs that the way they look, that's how they ref. And how does he look?
Blind. 95% of them. I tried to offer a referee some money to start a fund for glasses because I just assume they're all blind.
Yeah.
In fact, the NFL, I just feel like Commissioner Goodell's 70, so he hires his friends that are 78, 79, people that he looked up to.
Is he 70?
guys that are
Is
lawyers
Rod
and
70?
principals.
He's probably 55, but the
Rod's
NFL,
70?
NFL stressors are real.
Let's get that Lens Crafters collab. Come on now.
Jeez.
NFL stressors are real. He's the buffer between owners and players, so he
Yeah.
catches from both sides.
I get it.
That's why he gets 50-something a year.
As long as he keeps those owners happy.
Zion Williams gets drafted #1 overall. The Pelicans.
Hell
You
yeah.
ever see him around town?
Hell yeah.
Good dude.
Great kid.
Yeah.
Kid. Zion Williamson, dog, when he's healthy, come on. Complete game changer. You're always going to say, I wish he was healthier more, but at the same time, he's so explosive for his body size. Had he been I've been 13 and Zion was in the league, I'd be like, oh, I'm a point guard.
Yeah.
Point Zion. You know what I'm saying? What he does to the court is special by any and all means. His first few years, you're like, does he even know what a jumper looks like? The answer is no, because he never needed it.
Yeah.
They're dropping 38 on you straight in the paint in your face, and he's only he's 6'7", 6'6",
Yeah.
and he's going against 7-footers and
He thick.
bitching them they're supposed to,
Yeah,
talking them in the paint.
Yeah.
That's on the drop step. Come here, big fella. Oh, you think you're big? I'm bigger.
He'd be a hell of a tight end.
No doubt. With the shorts were riding up in the bubble. You remember that?
Yeah.
Shorts were disappearing in the
John Stockton.
Eyes like
man.
He had the John Stocktons.
Legs looked like they were warming his hands.
Chafe. Sometimes you
big.
need some fire.
Right.
beast.
What's up with this Mickey Loomis, GM of you guys and the
BGM?
Pelicans?
At a time he was. That's 2019.
Well,
I have no idea how that works.
how does that work?
Collusion.
Does he know both?
Maybe. It didn't last long. So the answer is no. But at the time, yeah, he was handling both, and you got us Zion.
Too.
Two-sport legend.
Yeah.
So how is that sports culture down in New Orleans? It's pretty cool. And
There's New Orleans Saints football. Then there's LSU.
LSU,
And then there's probably Tulane
Tulane.
football.
It's up there.
UNO baseball. And
UNO.
probably the Pelicans.
So what is UNL? Louisiana?
UNO, University of New Orleans.
Okay.
Solid baseball program. That's the only thing I think they're known for, but solid baseball program. Which you don't know until you get there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
So yeah, then Pelicans are down there, and I think that's probably why AD left. And he wanted a culture that was cherished by the city and not felt like leftovers, as you should. Getting 140 M contracts, 150 M contracts, you probably want that from the city. Got a Zion though.
Yeah. Now, do they still say Wody?
Woody? Yeah, our age.
Our age?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not-
Jits definitely not.
No?
Like, the young guns definitely.
I had
YNs for sure not. Like, you know, like
I had a couple New Orleans guys at my JUCO. They always call me Woody.
Woody.
Hey, Woody, what's up,
Hey,
Woody?
Woody. What hell?
That's a juvenile type. That's a juvie word.
That's what I'm saying. You got to hold that Woody. Like,
Yeah,
it's not.
hey, Woody.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Woody. Aaron Donald wins Defensive Player of the Year. That dude's a monster.
Muscle hamster.
What do you think? What do you think about him? He's a muscle hamster.
Muscle hamster. He's a
Hamster?
living unit. You know what I'm saying? Just like a.
Do you
Like-
think he just sleeps on a treadmill, just running for food for a sack or a blow
I was
up?
gonna say he probably like sleeps in the weight room.
Yeah.
Like the stories you hear about Aaron Donald, like 4-hour workouts, and then he goes to like go run because he's just like. I said, bro, what? I said, I can't even lift for 30 minutes. How do you lift for 4 hours?
Yeah.
I'm a superset short rep type guy.
Yeah.
Minimum weight, not maximum weight.
Yeah.
I live and die by running. I want my stamina to be high and strength to be okay. And Aaron Donald, I think his strength is unbridled, unhinged. You
Yeah.
see him bench pressing like 4 something, squatting 6 something like mid season.
Yeah. Aaron Donald doesn't go to the weight room. The weight room goes to Aaron Donald.
Yeah. The weight room
Facts.
deserves Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Let's jump into this game. Let's jump into this exciting Thanksgiving divisional rival.
Turkey Day, baby.
Jackie, break
So,
down these Atlanta
Let's
Falcons.
run through these Falcons real quick. 7-9. Worst start in 16 seasons. Started 1-7. Finished strong though, 6-2.
Okay.
This was the last full year of the Dan Quinn era. This was Dirk Cutter leading the offense. He's over there at Boise State right now, coaching up Ashton Gentia in the backfield there. Second straight losing season. We love that. Also, second straight year missing the playoffs. This was Matt Ryan. This was Devonta Freeman. This was Julio. Second year Calvin Ridley. Austin Hooper was still down there.
Vic Beasley
Vic
back in the
Beasley.
day. The
We
one
gotta
the
talk
one
about
you
the
hear
beast.
wonder.
Oh, describe this.
Clearly, there's a lot of Atlanta hate.
There's-
he
yeah,
didn't
so
deserve that.
describe
This was
it.
Atlanta
Vic's
hate
a
week,
good guy.
Look at Jules' shirt.
Yeah.
28-3.
I gave you 28-3.
It's something that the Atlanta Falcons can't live down because of New Orleans. New Orleans mid-game 10 years from now will still be like, oh, man, I wonder what the score is. I bet you it's not 28-3. You know, like they will never live that down. The NFC South has, everybody's like either gone to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl, whatever it is. You know, Tampa's won 2. New Orleans has 1.
9.
Panthers have
They went to
maybe
Super Bowl
maybe
with Brady.
0.
Made it to
2001.
Yeah, made it to 2.
2003.
Yeah. And then, we're going to go out the way to say you embarrassingly lost as you should have. Can't now.
So the Saints Falcons rivalry is real.
That's the only one that matters.
This is your guys' number one hater. This is who because
sure.
we hated our rival was wasn't a rival.
That's what I'm saying. Do you guys like other ones, like other conferences? No disrespect to other conferences. You'd be like, our rival was Steelers will say like the Browns, but they also hate the Ravens and they also hate
but
Cincy.
ours
Like,
is
too much shared hate.
Ours
Patriots
is
or
Boston.
Jets?
Boston, New York is a big rivalry.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But was
But
it the
in
Jets
all sport,
or New
yeah.
York Giants?
No,
was
it's
it New York?
Jets. It's the Jets.
And it's
Sure.
so lopsided, though, that it's tough to call it like
Yeah, it wasn't like
You know
a
what I mean?
rival. It was
That's
more
what I'm
of-
saying. It's not a
It
rivalry.
was their Super Bowl
Facts.
twice a year.
Right.
But they actually had our number for a couple years when I was young.
Yeah.
They beat us. We were 14-2. We beat them in like week 17, blew their ass out, and it was when Rex Ryan and Sanchito
I remember
came
the
to
linebacker
town.
coming on.
Yeah.
After
Bart Scott.
Bart Scott.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
I still use that gif.
There's some good shit.
Yeah.
Now, you sacked Matt Ryan 23 freaking times. Like, do you guys have conversation? Did he have all three kids?
He probably paid for this paddock. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, before you ask the question,
Thank you.
did you know that's
like, he's
that's
always good at my cookout.
that's an NFL record? You've
Oh,
sacked
I did
Matt
not know
Ryan
that.
more than anyone has
I
ever
did not
sacked
know
a
that in
quarterback in
the history
of
of time that me and Matt Ryan's, our connection together is legendary.
Now, I got a question, though. Like, so he had 3 kids and twins during this section. Does he introduce kids to you when you're on the pile every fucking game, at least twice a game against them?
No, it's probably the other way around. I'm like, hey man, my kid, I bought my kid new shoes, bro. Thank you.
Oh.
Like you helped put food on my table for a long time. Like I say, I see him every, whatever Super Bowl. He was over at CBS, saw him this past one. He like sacked me back, and I said, you deserve that. Like he's like he's surprised, like sacked me from the blind side. I said, is this what it feels like?
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, you deserve to get a lick back. Because I have gone out of my way to make it known I was going to get you, and I got you.
Is he your favorite quarterback to sack?
No,
Who is your favorite?
Cam Newton.
Why Cam?
Because
I love Cam.
Matt is like a consummate pro, so he doesn't show you emotions. Like he like gets up and he was Boston College, so he really wasn't supposed to be in the league anyways. So like he's just like he's frustrated and he goes about his business.
So what about Cam? What's Cam
Come
saying?
on, you know Cam.
Cam's talking shit at the bottom of the pile.
Cam starts off the warm-ups pre-games on the opposite team side. Like, the big, like, look at me, I'm about to ruin y'all, and he can ruin you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run over you. I'm gonna run over your favorite linebacker and then hit the Superman on him. And like, bro, and we're the same draft class, so you're the richer Cam. Like, like there is. So
what about Brady? What was Brady like when you
nobody
sacked
cares.
him?
Brady, first of all, quarterbacks live a really good life anyways. So like,
no, but did he ever say anything? Did any quarterback ever say anything at the bottom? Like, hey man, did they just butter you up so you don't come hard?
Yeah, like Tom will get frustrated and like start talking a little bit, and like that's how you know you've won.
Yeah,
like once you can get a guy like Tom Brady start talking, you've won. He goes to the sideline and he like broke a surface, and I was like, it's over for him. And
you guys had some epic battles.
Yeah, solid ones that when it was Tampa. But yeah, Cam Newton, come on. He's complaining. He's doing the most. He goes to the sideline, once he puts a little Gatorade towel on his head, stick a fork in him. He's done.
Ooh.
But that's how you knew you won. Like
he didn't put the Gatorade towel on against Atlanta. He didn't put the
or Denver.
Or Denver.
Yeah. Yeah. But like prime Cam Newton, there was nobody colder. Nobody colder. Like he beat you with his feet, run you over, stiff arm you, also tosses 65 off the back foot, flick of the wrist to Steve Smith. Like
he was a fun guy to play with during the game.
Bro, there was about a 3-year stretch where we were fighting somewhere during that game. There was fights happening. Roman Harper, Malcolm Jenkins fought Steve Smith. That happened. I think a year later, we got into it with big Mike Tolbert because Mike Tolbert should have been an all-pro guard, but he was playing fullback. And, then a year later, I think that final year later, like Cam Newton, like scored on us. I don't even know what year that was. Curtis Lofton. I think I pushed him or something like that because I hated it because he was about to, Curtis, like, and I sort of like pushed him, like walked off. Tolbert, I think, grabbed me. Curtis Lofton, my linebacker at the time, grabs Tolbert, and now we're in the fray. Right now, like somebody else try to grab CeeLo, and I grab him. We're pushing each other all the way back to the back of the thing. She start fighting, pushing, whatever.
Wait, is it just pushes or there's no punches?
Punches
close.
are coming. Yeah, like it's pushing, it's shit talking, and then I vividly remember, and I was on the end of this ass whooping now. Like vividly remember, I went to go like turn around, push a tight end or somebody like that. I went to go like shove him, whiff on the shove. So now I'm like in a very bad position, right? Very like hands on the ground, feet on the ground. Knees might have touched earth, which you never want to be in, right? And all I hear is this dude is unraveling combos unseen, right? Just on the helmet. I'm like, damn, if I didn't have this helmet on, big L coming my way, right? Like luckily he's a tight end, so he's probably not carrying much power to him. But like I'm just hearing it in my helmet. Do. I said, wow, that's why you don't shove. Dad always say, if you're gonna throw him, throw him. And that's on me.
That's why you wear your helmet.
Hey,
that's why you never take off your helmet.
And jogged to the sideline. I was like, CeeLo was like, hey dog, he tagged your ass. And I was like, no, I heard.
Did he get
really
kicked
feel,
out?
But I heard. I maybe. I don't even know. Yeah, it might be. If you look back,
I gotta look back at this one.
Yeah, if you see it, it's probably one of the rare blemishes that like, Cam, you ever lost? Hell no. If there was no helmet there, I probably would have lost that one.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, like, luckily he's a tight end, so again, he's not bringing much power to the game.
It's
not like the old days where like
watch this
the
fight.
meathead Gronks were there and like Craig Stevens were there. This is like
we're gonna have you narrate the fight when we put it on. We'll have to pay the NFL.
I say something, he says something. Tober grabs me, CeeLo grabs him. It's gone and popping, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push this guy out the way, and I missed the push.
Yeah,
and all you hear is a hailstorm, a fury and fire.
Now, when you were playing the Atlanta Falcons, was there a specific lineman that you hated going against that you always went against?
All fat people are the same, dumb and slovenly. It's not their fault. They're just herds. Cattle. I think I've been on record for calling them speed bumps. their job is to slow you down. And in a housing residential area, a speed bump is supposed to slow you down. Their job is not to win. Their job is just to delay you from your job.
So does that mean the quarterback's a house?
Yeah, you trying to get that money out there, ain't you?
Yeah.
That's how you make a living.
So they're a speed bump.
Yeah, not the brightest, smartest people in the bunch. No matter if they're like astrophysicists, it doesn't matter. In between the lines, them guys are just like, which way did he go, George? The center points them, tells them where to go. Usually on the line, the tackles and guards still talking because they should know their assignment, but they're like Mike 53, slide, and they're telling you exactly what they're going to do because. They can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. That might just, come on,
So half the time what protection you're getting?
I would say half. If they're a veteran group, back when Jason Kelsey was leading them, difficult. And the new kid, thanks.
Wow.
So, you just got to say you're thankful for offensive linemen,
Yeah.
Every herd, needs to be herded.
Every herd needs to be herded.
Yeah.
And he just a herd dog.
Wise.
Bex is like, he's always talking shit about offensive linemen. I am. If there's a bane to existence, it's offensive linemen. And some of my best friends are offensive linemen.
Hey.
Shout out to my dog Teron Armstead. He's like, bro, we're really talented. No, you are.
I mean, you guys go against each other. That's what football is. You're supposed to hate the other guy.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to like people. I'll leave that to the kids born in 2000s to like everybody and value everybody's emotions and feelings.
But the one guy you can like because you don't probably go against him is like Julio Jones. You got to respect him, or did you hate him too?
No. I respect players. I don't have to. I can hate the organization. Yeah, respect the hell out of.
All of them.
Yeah, whether that is, Matt Ryan, Julio.
Was there a time, though, when like Julio made a play against you guys, you're like, that's a bad man?
Like almost every play. Isn't like almost every Julio? If you catch like whatever it is, a screen, you be like, oh shit, we all got to go. Like everybody's taking angles, right? Like we can't let him get to second level. He's gone.
Yeah.
50-50 ball, 80-20. 80-20. Like 90-10.
So you knew you had to get at Matt quick so he couldn't get it to Julio.
And the coordinator tell you, hey, you got to get there. No matter who we had on them, because we were going to double them.
Yeah.
Guys like him, Calvin Johnson, I had to get corrected. My first couple of years, because we beat Calvin Johnson and the Detroit Lions in the playoffs, in my mind, I had rewrote history. I was like, yeah, we beat the brakes off. Calvin Johnson, I don't even remember him being that good. We locked his shit up. And my dog, Malcolm Jenkins, was like, what are you talking about, bro? We almost lost to them. I was like, no, we need the brakes off them. He's like, bro, he went for like 200 and like 3 tutties. I was like, no. Like whatever his stat line was, I was like, in my mind, he had like 17 yards. Like we destroyed him. It was completely wrong. And that's the arrogance of winning. Like when you win, you get to rewrite history. The spoils go to the victor.
That's the arrogance of win. I love that. All right, Jackie, let's jump on these New Orleans Saints.
Let's get on the Saints, baby.
Woo!
This was a 13-3 season. We're in the Sean Payton era. Dennis Allen leading that defense. Started out hot, 7-1. Drew Brees went down with a thumb injury in week 2, battled through that. Teddy Two Gloves, baby.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Came in, went 5-0 as a starter.
Isn't he a champion down in Florida somewhere right now? He's a head coach.
Like a head coach.
Head coach.
Coaching Teddy Two Gloves, the coach. Let's go,
Teddy
baby.
Two Gloves, real. Came in, started spinning that thing. You just love to see it. And that was like confidence high.
Louisville
when
legend.
you start winning with backup quarterbacks, and you're like, it doesn't matter who's there. We winning this. You're like Teddy Bridgewater, that guy.
Is that a lot of that with how Sean got you guys prepared?
The defense was rolling. It was 2019. Think about that. Young Marcus Williams, Marshawn Lattimore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that draft class you couldn't miss in that 2018, 2017 draft class. I think we hit everybody. Just Ryan Ramczyk came in, I think, that year before. It was like Ryan, Marshawn, whoever the linebacker was, like Stephon Anthony.
Kamara.
Yeah, young AK. Like it was 2 years where they were just hitting on draft picks.
Now, do you ever I get kind of distracted by AK's grill. Like, if I was a defensive guy, his smile is so nice, I would like, it might get you in the eye.
2019, I don't think he went diamond yet. I think he was still rocking the all gold grill.
Yeah, he was gold
slugged
still.
up. Yeah, he was.
Now, are those come out?
Yeah.
They come out.
They're not permanent. They're not permanent.
Because there's some guys putting permanent shit in now.
There is.
How do you eat with that? I used to have bottoms. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a grill.
I
But
got plenty. I got plenty of grills.
I don't know how the fuck can you eat if you have it on like the full time thing or like the little thing on your. You get the little diamond on your tooth. You see the.
Yeah, that stays. That stays. That's fine.
That means you can't have no taffy.
Or you can have it.
You cannot.
Or you can have all the taffy. In my mind, diamond is the hardest substance in this world, right? So like,
Yeah, but
you chewing through everything.
It's the glue though. The glue. I'm not worried about the diamond.
The adhesive.
I'm worried about the adhesive on the tooth. So you can't eat a Charleston Chew. Forget.
I mean, sir, who's eating Charleston Chews anymore?
I love Charleston Chews.
Bostonians got it.
It's not a great. It's fucking
You
great.
got the Boston baked beans too. That's my dad's favorite candy.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Those are
we're talking
underrated.
like honestly, if you sprinkle those on some vanilla ice cream, elite.
They are pretty good.
Whoa.
The red beans, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the-
I'm saying the Charleston Chew was just a wild throw out there. Like you can't eat Charleston Chew. I was thinking like Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now and Later.
Laters,
Mamba.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. We on there.
Dude, we're the same page here. Is it true that the Browns accidentally called you
Yeah, they did.
during?
It's not. That's factual.
That's a fact.
Bill Johnson was in the car when they called.
During the draft.
After I got drafted.
After.
Yeah, because I went first day. Jordan Cameron, tight end. He's living a way better life than I am currently. It's fine.
Why?
You don't know? You would ask somebody.
I don't know.
All right, we'll talk about it. He's a Pro Bowler. He got paid and still is not the breadwinner of his family currently.
Oh.
Think about that. Boom. Winner. What I hope for Travis Kelce, hello. Original. Jordan Cameron.
Oh, wow.
Bow, bow,
Tiger,
bow, bow.
bro.
Hey, winner. On
He's
and off
with
the field.
Elin Nordegen, bro. Tiger's old girl.
Who?
Tiger's old wife.
No. His current wife.
Yes.
Jordan Cameron's current wife and baby mother of his children.
Yeah, sorry. I got to put
Yeah,
some respect on that.
was formerly Tiger's wife.
Wow.
So again, fortune's a mask.
The more you know.
Man, he's just winning. Shout out to Jordan Cameron. Man.
Man.
Shout out. Now, how'd that 2018 NFC title game fuel this season?
2018, was that the Rams?
That was the Rams.
Yeah. It
you did
was a
all
3-year
New
stretch
Orleans
of
thought
just
that
all
was-
heartbreaks, bro.
I know. And then the
Heartbreaks
miracle in
and
me.
808s. Like I've literally forgotten about what years was rich and just go by the game. I was like, is that Rams? Or is that the first time we played Vikings? Or is that the last time we played Vikings? Either way, like the disdain for referees and in fact the entire NFL happened probably that year, 2018. You go play the Rams in a division title game and you lose the way you do. Early hit on our receiver, face mask, helmet to helmet on Drew Brees. Came up looking like Daffy Duck, like helmet was spinning. And like, you don't call that. It's crazy. T. Lee was our receiver at the time. Tommy Lee got like fully blasted before he could catch the ball. And I was like, well, just call one. There's two, whatever. Just call one. Do half of your job, bud. Of course not. They were blind. You know, and hence why I've tried to create my next philanthropic effort is to get more glasses and LASIK involved.
Hey,
Just trying to help out, man.
Yeah, I
You
just
help
wanna help
one ref at a
referees.
time.
One ref at a time can make our game one game
Well,
better at a time.
Now,
Would you guys have beaten them had you won the Rams game? Beating the Patriots?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We were
Ooh.
because you're supposed to. Like you're supposed to have that unbridled confidence. Like in no way, shape, or form will I ever acquiesce and be like, no, we would have lost to Tom Brady. What you mean? Our defense was clearly better, and our offense was right there. We were better. I think we had a higher powered offense and a better defense. So why wouldn't we have? We didn't think we were going to lose to the Rams. We were beating we're winning this
I'm
game.
just thinking about that PSA commercial for $1 a day, you could help a referee with bad eyesight. I think we gotta get a campaign going.
LASIK free for one Instagram post. You can help a ref that needs.
you think that with you and Old Breeze and Swiss Army Knife, Taysom Hill and Young AK and a really good defense would have beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Absolutely. There's not a woulda, but that's all it is. It's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know what you guys did? Win. Congrats.
What was it like playing for Sean Payton? I'm changing the subject.
Quick pivot.
Yeah, I mean, you guys clearly won. There's no point to talk about what could have happened. Sean Payton, come on, man. Sean is awesome.
Are you surprised that he's doing what he's doing in Denver?
Having success?
Yeah.
No, he's a winner,
Yeah.
bro. Like again, what the arrogance of winning. Like you don't know if you can lose if you never lose.
Yeah.
That's like saying, you know, every year for the last like 2 years, 3 years now, you've looked at the Kansas City Chiefs and you hear media talk about, oh, they don't look as strong as they did in 20. Bro, they're back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Until they lose this thing, they've won this thing in their minds. When you don't know how to lose, then you don't worry about losing.
Yeah.
Other teams are like, we got to find a way to win. And they're like, yeah, so we're going to win. Just don't trick it off.
Just make less mistakes.
Yeah. This is how we win. This is how we won. This is how we'll continue winning.
Yeah.
Sean Payton was great because that's exactly what he put on the board every week. He said, hey, these are the 3 things that we need to win.
Keys.
3 key points would be forced fumble here. This guy, they think he's all world. We're going to take that away from him. We're going to make them beat him any other way. And don't have this many penalties. And that's how we win. And sure enough, we'd come in and he'd be like, this is how we won the game. Boom, boom, boom. Or like, well, we lost because out of these 3 key points, we took X away. We had more turnovers. We lost the penalty game. These penalties led to 90-something yards. You know what 97 yards equals? Ended up being 7 points. You know how much we lost by? 4.
Yeah.
You know, like methodology wins. And he's a big numbers guy, big stats guy. Like percentage-wise, this is where you come out with all that. And when you have success that way, you fully buy in.
Good coaches know how to simplify complex matter because, you know, we are football guys. We're not fucking rocket scientists. So if you have a bunch of complex shit, you're trying to explain that to
some of your best players are single-mindedly focused people. Be like, man, go quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, dropping the coverage. Huh? Play man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You simplify it. If you get guys on the same page, that's half the battle.
That's it. Yeah.
That's half the battle. Drew Brees story, anything? How was Drew?
Drew is amazing, dude.
Great leader.
Just like the things that you think quarterbacks do, that's what he did. You know, like he's the first one in, first one out. Absolutely. He always takes care of his body. He's got his body work. Absolutely. He even when he's not in, he's still doing all the checks for sure. Even when he's not throwing because he's older or whatever it is, he's still making all the checks. He's with the towel. He's out there Dak Prescotting it. You know what I'm saying? Hip twist.
Yeah.
Boom, got him. Got him. He's calling things back. Even if he completes during practice, he like complete a deep ball to Mike Thomas or Traquan or whoever it is at the time. Big Cook, Jared Cook, right? And he's like, I ain't like that. He'd be like, bro, what is he looking at?
Yeah.
You know, he's visualizing his success. But just the way that he took to the game, like you admired it. He had the same routine. He never got a routine. You knew what he was going to eat, you know, before game day. Hotel one time tried to give him mac and cheese or whatever, like chili mac, I think, was his big thing. And they like, oh, we called it the Breeze chili mac, whatever it was, right? Beef noodles, weak marinara, and that was it, right? But they put hella cheese on there, and Drew didn't eat cheese at the time or whatever it was, and he was like, no, I can't eat that. Like real specific, like, no, I thank you for everything, but like I can't eat that. I don't do this. And by the time he sat down, cheese was gone, name was gone, fresh noodles was out. And I said, okay, the Drew Brees way.
Yeah. The DB9, no TB12.
That's a DB9 method right there.
Yeah, he may
baby.
not even eat gluten anymore, but at the time he was eating noodles, you know, like this. That was the thing. He'd have a bowl and like everybody knew about it.
Wow.
I was like, dang, I got to get there. But I'm a fat kid, so like.
But you're not a fat kid because that's a lineman.
Yeah.
Offensive
No,
lineman.
that's an obese kid.
Oh, so
Slavic
you're
man.
a fat kid,
Yeah.
but the offensive lineman is an
morbidly
obese kid.
Yeah, morbidly disgusting individual.
I like big guys. I like big guys.
I love them too when they work for us.
Before we move on to the game, in one sentence, how do you sum up this 2019 Saints team?
Overly talented, underachieved.
It's back-to-back 13-win seasons.
So that's an integrity answer.
Should we hit this lead up?
Before we move
Go
on
ahead.
from this team, Dan Campbell was an assistant coach on this team.
Yeah, he was tight ends coach, assistant head coach. What I don't know the labels of that. Like nobody knows who the assistant head coach is until it's time to be the assistant head coach, and then people get sometimes usurped. You know, like oh, that's the assistant head coach. But when it's time to be the interim, you've seen guys like maybe he's not the assistant head coach.
Well, how was Dan Campbell as a coach on staff?
Come on,
Did you know he was going to be a good? Could you tell he was going to be a good head coach?
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, there's coaches you like, man, like I'd play for him.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Yeah, he's one of those.
I mean, it looks like.
I think Aaron Glenn is next, the guy who's the DC over at Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Like as a DB's coach, as a secondary coach, you were like, dang, bro. Like one, you got grit in the game, you got teeth in the game, you played the game at whatever level that was, you played in the NFL. So guys automatically take your word for Bible, And then, oh, by the way, I got passion as well as I know how to relate. I'm not like a little weirdo, which I'm not going to call out head coaches that are weirdos, but you've seen them.
Oh, we know.
Okay. Think about it. He's like, yo, the moment he came out with his statements of, I'm going to bite guys off the kneecaps, I'm going to crawl, bleed. I said, oh, the world may not love this, but the team is going to buy in.
Yeah.
Because, the world, again, the 2000s are a different time. How could you say that? You want to hurt people? This is the NFL, dog. Like, this is the last gladiator sport to me.
Oh, yeah.
Minus the gladiator sport being MMA, right?
Fighting and stuff.
Actual fighting. You know, like, this isn't basketball. We're not here to be sensitive. Like, those days, I have, talks with myself about the way the game has gone. I'm like, I just want to hit people. And now you have to worry about targeting. And if you're hurting somebody, did you ask permission to hit them?
You have to think before you play.
Things have changed.
Slowing guys down.
Guys
get frustrated on defense because you're like, bro, all I did was put a shoulder into him. Bro, that was a great hit. Oh, I get it. It's cost of doing business is this flag, and you're going to get a fine.
It's tough to be a defensive guy in this league right now.
No doubt. You got wide receivers that know how to push off without getting caught, and you got DBs that if they hold on, it's a flag. So the world is telling you more touchdowns.
The great corners know how to cheat, though.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. They just ain't. They ain't Batman enough for it. You got to be in the shadows.
You got to have some ninja to you.
You got to have.
Yeah, he was holding, but you ain't see that little hook he did.
Exactly. Before we get into the game, how is it having the goddamn Superdome as a home field? I remember we went and played there in 2009 when you guys won the Super Bowl.
Dang.
They had umbrellas and shit.
Second lining.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. Those people are nuts.
Yeah.
That's a fun environment.
The most bought in fan base. Like it's a legacy story tradition of like, because the team's not old enough to be like, oh, like, I don't remember when they started. It's like, oh, my grandpa took me to my first game at such and such. Or, my dad took me to the first game. We were over at Tulane Stadium. It's a lot of like legacy storied. Like, I may only make X amount of dollars, but I know this much is going to my season tickets.
Yeah.
Like, it's that type of environment where they're so bought into with the city. Crime goes down when we win.
Yeah.
Like, people actually thank us for crime going down. You go on a winning streak, nobody's shooting anybody, nobody's stealing anything, nobody's like breaking into cars. The moment we lose, it goes right back to New Orleans, like New Orleans.
A lot of gambling on those riverboats.
Hey, they got that Harris downtown, don't they?
Yeah, we do.
There we go, baby.
You got to pay when they lose. Everyone, they ride so hard with the team.
Man,
you got to pay the riverboat when they lose. So they got to go hit a
quick lick.
Quick lick,
get
you know what I mean?
Get right.
Jackie,
hey, we all been there.
Game.
Quick little lead up to this one, just to put it in context. Both teams had a week 9 bye. Each team met. These guys met in week 10 for the first time. It was a little bit of an upset down in the Superdome. 26-9, Atlanta got them, and Atlanta rushed for 143 yards, which was a bit surprising in this one. Then bounced back. Saints bounced back with 2 wins over the Bucks and the Panthers. 2 division wins, so that's like 4 wins right there. What's that, math, Jules? Each division wins counts as 2 wins.
Yeah, it's like 4 wins.
There we go. And then meet again 3 weeks later. So it's 18 days between meetings, which is kind of crazy.
Those are always fun and kind of tricky.
Just to bring relevancy. That's pretty much what the Browns and Steelers is going to do.
Yeah.
They just played Thursday, and then now they'll play 2 games from now. So let's call it about 18 days.
I think we played the Jets 3 times. What was it like playing on Thanksgiving? It's Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I buried the leader. Thanksgiving, come on now.
How was that?
It was like a 2-year, like I had never played in Thanksgiving games until like there was like a 2 or 3 year stretch where we just had Thanksgiving. I was like, for me, big family event. Like I look forward to Thanksgiving. Again, fat kid, like being in New Orleans, you get introduced to some things. Gumbo for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Like, hey, mom may occasionally make her own gumbo, but it's not New Orleans gumbo. So, and it's definitely not hitting Thanksgiving. So now you got gumbo Thanksgiving, hitting on everything. Seafood stuffed peppers, like seafood stuffing stuffed peppers. I don't know if I can live without them now.
Wow.
I go out my way, like Thanksgiving, I hire people to bring wifey can do whatever she needs to do. She's like, oh, I'm gonna try it. No, don't you try that. That is not in you. You're from California. I'm not accepting.
Where's the gumbo spot in New Orleans?
There's a couple. Like,
what's your favorite though?
Waukesha Riley, Duke Riley's mother.
Shout out
Duke Riley.
Duke Riley's mother.
He's from out there?
They're from out there.
Yeah.
Them folks for sure. Yeah, for sure. West Bank type people, you know.
You can barely understand how they're English, huh?
No, they're good. It's the
No, but some of those
little platters.
What is it? The Creole?
Yeah. That the Creole Cajun. Yeah.
It's like French.
It's that Bobby Boucher
Yes,
coach.
it's exactly Bobby Boucher. That's what I think about.
Yeah. First of all, come from the West Coast. Once an individual or lacking melanin refers to themselves as coon asses, and I get you're like who the fuck? And like, no, coon ass just mean we're real Cajun out here. Say that, bro. Hey, don't just throw coon into the sentence for no reason. Like that, in my parts, that's gonna get your ass whooped.
What is that?
Coon ass is just a real Cajun country bumpkin.
I didn't know that.
Like a hillbilly, right?
Exactly. You're like, we're just a whole bunch of coon asses. Really country people. And the first time you hear that shit as a black man, it doesn't really sit well, Like, hey. But so, whatever. But I was talking about.
I mean, you guys had the fullback Coon.
Yeah.
So that's
Coon.
probably
weird time. So
It's
when he
weird.
first got to the team, we
I
definitely
thought
had
it
some
was
words.
weird.
Yeah.
And I was in Boston.
Well, it worked out well because he was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They were, they're like coon. Everybody was like, you go down to New Orleans, it's not really hitting the same.
Oh my God.
Just is what it is. So either way, Waukesha Riley, she has her own catering company, catering food truck. She makes gumbo and has been making my gumbo for the last 13 years.
Wow.
Back when Duke Riley was a jit, like high school, like, hey man, you could be something. Look at you in the league now, 7 years in, 8 years in, now we're in Miami. It's weird.
Wow.
Weird. You see kids grow up and be amazing.
It's crazy seeing your kid, like guys that you play with.
And you're looking at him like a man, but he's not like, you're like, oh, you're a little dude.
Not even that though. Now they're playing in the league.
Looking at him like he's supposed to be, but like, I remember you like braces on.
Yeah, I remember you 6 years old.
No tattoos, and now I'm looking for space without tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump into the game, Jack.
Let's do it. Don't get it twisted. This is a Cam Jordan flu game. But Taysom Hill said, I'm trying to make a run for this and make this a Taysom Hill game. Starts this thing out with a block punt. New Orleans gets on the board first. Then he gets a touchdown. To block punt touchdown. 7-0, baby.
It was a little pitch, but it was
pitch.
a pass pitch.
Yeah,
It
counts.
was a forward lateral.
Counts for Drew stats.
I like that.
Then we get a nice goal line stand at the end of the first quarter on 4th down.
You guys had a few of those.
Wild, bro. The defense was flying around.
What's your mindset going into a goal line stand? Just is it team defense? Everyone do their fucking job, or you have to get penetrate? What is it?
Defend every blade. D-line coach Ryan Nielsen at the time.
Defend every blade.
He had like the longest first finger ever. Like he wags his finger and that thing like,
A Dikembe finger.
you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
creates his
Dikembe.
own sound waves. But Ryan Nielsen we defend every blade, and it's a mentality that you took pride in. That year, I think we had a couple like all the way, either 4 downs before they barely get anything, before they kick a field goal, or like full stops.
Yeah.
So confidence high. It was like if they get even close to the red zone, bend don't break.
Yeah.
And take over. And I think we showed it that game for sure. They got into the red zone a few times, got them out the red zone, like whatever it was. And once you get one, more is coming.
Did you practice a lot of red area offense, red zone offense or defense?
Yeah.
Like, because like a lot of great defenses, what I always see, it's never about the yardage they give up. It's what you said. It's bend, don't break. Let these teams make their mistake. Let them go for long, methodical drives, then tighten up the defense in the red area, make them make the mistake, holding the 3. That's a win.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But you guys were fucking stopping guys on the goal line. They thought they could go on you.
And like proud of it too.
Yeah.
And like welcome into the red zone low key. Like, oh yeah, like you have your route tree is so extensive when you're 40 yards out.
Yeah.
Come to that 15. Welcome to the low red zone, my boy.
Yeah.
Things get real tight. Quarterbacks try to make the right decisions. You got a little bit more time. That's sack zone. And I used to tell the D-line, like, when they get to that 20-yard, like, that's where you make your money now. Like, that's sack zone. He's going to hold that ball for just a tick. Ain't no more three-step outs.
Yeah.
Now he's hey, do I go for the first down? Or, hey, do I try and get this touchdown? No, I'm trying to draw somebody else in. You've read too long, my boy.
Yeah.
Like you got to be more careful.
Got to.
And so then,
less space.
Absolutely. Less space. The worst thing that he can do is take a sack fumble or throw an interception.
Hide your throws.
Don't lose. In his mind, he's like, I can't lose these points. In our mind, I'm like, make them pay.
So you had the flu this game.
Yeah, man. That week, everybody sort of had like a little bug going on, and I sort of caught it. And I was like, I don't get
pre-COVID?
sick. Yeah, pre-COVID.
Okay.
And there's some theory, like the conspiracy theorist that I became for a second was like, I'm not gonna get COVID. I already had COVID. I probably had it that game, It was
This your COVID game?
Yeah, like it definitely wasn't COVID. I'm just gonna like had a whole fever, runny nose, sinuses messed up. I'm sick as a dog. And I'm like, coach was like, "Oh, are you good?" I was like, "I'm playing, bro. Like it's fine." I don't know how not to play, which is my problem.
Now, did you take an IV before?
Maybe. I'm not.
A little Sudafed?
I'm not a fan of IVs. Definitely not Sudafed before the game because I'm like, bro, I can't be drowsy. Like I'm not even.
Get you up.
Yeah, but the night before, either way, drugs in the system. Like my body overreacts to drugs.
Yeah.
The only drugs I'm drinking is alcohol.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm drink my woes away. But when it comes down to the game, Mike Thomas, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Wide receiver, the guy. 2019, that guy.
He had 140 catches or something.
149, setting the record.
Yeah, that guy.
Talk about that.
1,500 yards and whatever he was going. He was going absolutely federal.
Unreal.
So he goes in and he knocks on the door, drops on at the door and like texts me, was like, "Hey bro, got you this med ball." And I was like, yo, that's gonna do a lot for you. I'm like, well, nobody knows a med ball. Med ball to this day is because of Mike Thomas. Like one of my favorite drinks from Starbucks. And everybody's like, "Oh, you got
What
a
the hell's
Starbucks
a
order?"
med ball?
I never
I
had
have no idea. I just go up there and say
Is
med
it
ball.
like coffee?
Whoa.
Fruity?
No, it's a tea.
Broth?
It's a tea. Yeah, it's
I
like,
got to get on this wave.
yeah, it's some sort of tea. Maybe it's a lemon ginger tea. Maybe it's not. I don't know the health properties into it. But either way, he introduced me and it's never left the system. Like Super Bowl week, I live by med ball.
Got it. It's Jade Citrus Mint Green Tea, Peach Tranquility Herbal Tea, hot water, steamed lemonade, and a hint of honey. Med ball at
So
Starbucks.
Mike Thomas drops off the med ball
Med
from
ball.
Starbucks pregame to you.
Yeah, night before. And then I go out and I think I walked back to Starbucks. I was like, yo, man, what was that? I was like, it made me feel sort of decent. And I walked to Starbucks that next morning to get one before the game.
So you take med ball. Mike T drops off night before. You go pregame, hit med ball, drink med ball, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna have a fucking big day or
No,
what?
you go in and you're literally just like, like, all right, got to make this work. And in my mind, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, this is my flu game. Every great has a flu game. If you're trying to be great, like, talk yourself into
Yeah.
it. Every great has a flu game. Hey, don't be boys stay home, men go to war. Like giving you every run of the mill line.
Put the women in children in bed. Let's go look for dinner, guys.
Absolutely. Hey,
Not
steers and
feeling
queers
good.
come from Texas. Which one are you? I got horns on me.
Yeah, he's got horns.
Like, so going to that game, and it was like, coach is aware that I'm not feeling well, and luckily he's from the old school where he doesn't give a damn anyways. And we go out there, rock out. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm getting a sack today. Like I'm working, but I'm like, you feel the stamina just leaving you. And like mid play, like everything feels heavy. And get that first sack, and now you're vindicated, right? Now you're in thirst mode. I'm like, bro, I'm sick, and you can't even handle me. Now you're talking
Yeah,
crazy.
now,
But
now
like,
you, now you got some adrenaline.
like you go to the sideline, I'm talking crazy to the offensive lineman, whatever
the
it is.
bear.
I'm telling straight up, bro, I can't breathe, and I'm about to blow past you. Whatever that is. If there's sound bites to this, it's gonna be some hot ones. And it's like, I know, by the way, you can probably hear that I have no breath. Like, I'm kicking your ass, brother. Whatever that is, bro. We go into whatever fourth quarter. I think I got 2 sacks at the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm killing this dude. I was like, close it out. And I'm like going in and out. Like, how like the lights start getting dimmer because like I'm gone now. Like,
Yeah, he's a big fella now.
yeah, I've given you
a
everything
lot
I
of
had.
energy spent.
They're like, Cam, you want oxygen? I was like, no, I'm not trying to get y'all sick, bro. I'm like I've had asthma all my life or whatever it is.
How many
So,
shots you take for the asthma?
Exactly. I'm taking puffs, and who knows? Who
That
who
albuterol
knows?
is kicking, baby.
Yeah, like big, like on the sideline. You good? Hell yeah. Go back out there, whatever, come back. Like it's bringing me back. Like let's just hopefully I didn't go
Did
for
you
6
have a
pumps.
routine after the sack? Because you got 4 fucking sacks.
Bro, I don't
so
even
was there a
remember
routine with the
celebrating.
inhaler? Like 3, I'm gonna go. I got 3-1 last time.
No. It was literally like as needed, just whatever it was.
Okay, just as
I was fighting and I was creating like a folklore in my head. Like after every like tackle or sack, I'm like, who can do it if it can be you, bro? Like I'm third person in
You
like
gotta start writing.
Yeah, getting a narrative as the story's being written.
You need
I'm
to
like,
write.
Come fourth
I've
quarter,
come
who
to the
shows
conclusion.
up? Big time players show up in big time moments and make big time plays for the big time team. It's Thursday night football. Who are you? Like giving myself a deeper voice than what
Program.
I have to give myself this energy, right?
Every little quote from every movie. Strong side, left side,
Left side.
strong side.
No doubt. Full game. Exactly. What team? What team? like in that moment. So fourth quarter comes around, and I'm like, yo, if you want to be great, you have to show greatness. You know, like again, if you would have tuned in, I'm probably on the sideline talking to myself.
Yeah.
Or like as I'm in plays, I'm like, are you a bitch or are you a man? If you want to be a bitch, go outside where all the other female dogs are. You know, like just making up random shit to motivate myself. And so sack number 3 or number 1 in the fourth quarter comes. I'm like, hell yeah, but the game's not over. You got to send the closer.
Mario Rivera. Mario,
And close it out, you did, bro.
Right. So
He's telling his brain in his head, Mario, warm up in the bullpen. Mario Rivera. And you called him for that last drive after they got so they get onside. They get 2 onside kicks.
Onside kick recoveries.
Yeah.
3 if you're not
This is
counting the
fucking-
penalty.
Hey, I get off the third sack of the game. I'm like, the game's over. I was like, job well done. Like, you know, like I was like, I can get home and I can get right.
Something to take the edge off.
Right. It's like they recover one. I'm like, well, men, we're back in action. like when I tell you the cheesiest lines were in my head, like the most bought in I think I've ever been to any one game, because you have to be so locked in. Because again, my vision is getting, like, you start off seeing everything. We're skewed vision now, right? Oxygen levels at probably an all-time low, and I'm just like. Like, you know, this I'm bringing back like the 80s football when you saw guys dragging cigarettes on the sideline. Like in my mind, I was an ultimate warrior. I was like, this is my moment. We go out there, I get a sack to close it out, and like I don't even know if I celebrated. I literally was just like vindicated. Like, what can't I do?
You needed some Theraflu and some top ramen.
Man,
It's a turkey.
man, bro, like. We go to eat this turkey, and I'm running, and you can hear me panting. And I'm like, yeah, how does it feel to win the game? We're better than them.
Is that what you said?
You look it up. Who knows?
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm talking high level trash. You know, that's all that matters. High level trash.
How satisfying is it to go out sick all week?
Not even sick all week. It literally like hit Friday. You're like,
God,
yeah, this is where I'm supposed to enter like feeling great. And you're like,
well, technically Tuesday.
yeah. So Tuesday.
Short week. Tuesday was the
short week.
Friday.
Right.
So it's a quick week, which are already hard weeks. That's
No
what
doubt.
people don't realize. It's tough for the bye or those quick Thursday night games, especially as a veteran, middle of the season. Quick week, fucking sick. Thanksgiving, holiday, there's excitement, but there's also family shit you're dealing with. You got how many people are going to be at the fucking dinner when you fly in? When's the dinner? Who's coming? A lot of politics. Then you go out and you fucking win a game with 4 sacks, division rival. Like, that had to be the best Thanksgiving ever.
Yeah, solid. I don't recall the last of it all because, again, I was in low oxygen mode. I had been deprived of oxygen for a
Did you
minute.
eat Thanksgiving after that?
Probably not. I don't recall.
Just another medal.
That was my highlight there. That was it for me. Again, the self narration of it all
Yeah.
got me through the game. Like, at one point in time, again, now I'm telling everybody, I was like, oh yeah, and I had the flu. Like on the bus, like they couldn't stop me.
Now Matt Ryan has the flu.
Now I'm
you
giving it
probably
to everybody.
I want to go look back to see if he got sick next week because you sacked him so many times.
Sacked him and laid there and was like,
Taysom Hill blocks a kick, scores a touchdown, has a couple passes.
2 TDs in the first half.
Is this guy, like, what can he do? Is he a fun teammate to be around? He's probably a great dude.
yeah, I mean, he's a BYU guy. BYU guy, great guy.
Says it all.
Yeah, phenomenal.
No
person.
caffeine.
No anything that makes
med ball?
life happy, right?
No caffeine.
Like he gets high off.
Is he
life.
Mormon? He's Mormon.
Storming, baby.
That's right.
Absolutely. BYU Cougar. These
Soak it up.
BYU look, these kids now are just like BYU kids. You know, they get to the league at 27. These COVID year babies, they're like 26-year-old rookies and whatnot, 25, 26. Like the BYU guys, after they go to BYU,
Mature.
they go have a kid that they never talk about, and then off their mission, and they come back and get married immediately. In my mind, there's just, it's impossible. Like, like I get it. You can't tell me you went 2 years and he was in Australia for 2 years. There's probably an Aussie Taysom Hill out there that will never be discovered, and except he's going to be phenomenal at rugby on the pitch.
Crikey, mate.
No doubt.
Look at this winger. He's 238 pounds and he can run a 4.4, mate. Kind of looks like that. He looks like that football guy from the United States.
Man, he can do it all. He's
Army
drop kicking. He's running guys over. Have you seen his spiral? It's so tight.
It's bloody out of control.
But at the same time, this is also Taysom Hill, who like blushes when we talk about like the things we do to our women. So no, you're like, man, yeah, like I was holding my wife's hand last night. Like BYU guys,
That's he's got to have one of those.
Pure heart of gold.
You got to sprinkle a couple of those guys in the locker room. It's good for the camaraderie.
It's good for the camaraderie.
It's good for the
You're
camaraderie.
like, bro, I know you were soaking. I would never do that. It's like a creed has been broken. Like good for you.
Oh,
Yo, before we wrap this thing, I mean, we're kind of tent poling this thing with Cam sacks into the first quarter, 3 in the fourth, 2 to ice it at the end. We got to rewind here. Minute 52 left in the third. Shy Tuttle with the big man pick, and then the Matt Ryan stiff arm. Probably rewound this about 25 times in the backyard.
You were right there blocking too.
This thing.
Yeah, I got a hand on Matt Ryan.
Yeah, you nudged him.
Yeah,
you
give him a
what's it
nudge.
called? Mush. It's a mush.
Whenever you get an interception or a fumble recovery, block the intended receiver, block the quarterback. Right? And so I was like, I got to go get him. And luckily it's Shy Glizzy. Tuttle he's a pure nose, or true nose, over at Carolina, big nose. And so I was able to catch him pretty quickly. So then I was like, I got to clear away from my boy. And I put hands on Matt, just trying to help out, and he gives him the stiff arm from the New Orleans Saints heaven into, whatever Atlanta will call hell. Just a regular season for them. I don't know.
I think he stiff arm. No, he stiff armed Matt Ryan to CBS.
Right into the seat.
Yeah. And then Shy gets walked down by Devontae Freeman or somebody at the time, and I was like, damn it, Cam. Shy could probably outrun Matt. He should have held back and wheeled somebody else.
Was there a flag on it?
There was, yes.
Oh,
Illegal block on Cam, which was kind of a lame flag, but
did you get fined?
No, because look at it. Like it was a nudge. It wasn't like an illegal block. I clearly had hand on hip and the other hand on inside shoulder.
I'll get you on that. I used to get those
Hence, again,
safeties coming in.
For $1
try
a
to
day,
run 'em
you
by.
too could correct visions of a referee.
Yeah, $1 a day. $1 a day keeps the flag away.
bro, we got to produce these. We'd be doing everyone a service.
Nah.
Jackie, what's the aftermath of this game?
All right, we got to put the final score on this thing. 2 onside kick recoveries weren't enough. 26-18. Cam finished with 6 tackles, 5 solo, 4
Jesus.
sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss, and a pass
Eaton.
deflection.
Woo!
What a game, baby.
yeah.
Can I get a hot tub?
Yeah, baby.
That's a cold tub too.
Nah, I don't believe in those.
Oh, really?
We'll go hot tub then.
Yeah,
Of
you-
course.
You sickos that believe in the cold are, again, sickos.
It makes you hallucinate.
I can believe it, bro. I got in the cold tub. Like I get in the cold tub one time with the D line a year, and I feel it in my chest.
I like
Like
it.
I get out, I'm like, yo, am I dying? Like, oh, this is what it means to be closer to God. Look at
I go into my sauna and I'll crank that thing to 230 where your skin is boiling. I'll be in there for 20 minutes. Like you could feel your heart trying to like
Die.
get to the heat. And then you go jump right into that. And I fully submerge into like 38-degree water.
anaphylactic shock.
And you literally feel, I see like angels when because my eyes are open and it's only this deep. I see angels, bro. And I feel like I have a glow after I come out.
Yeah, because you're appreciating every second because you almost died.
I almost died. But I think the body needs it.
Ah, what- there's some sickos in this room. Like hell yeah, brother.
All right, let's put a bow on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Of course, Cam finished NFC Defensive Player of the
15.
Week. Finished the season with 15.5 sacks. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We talked about that Matt Ryan record.
Think I
Nobody
tore
has
my
sacked a
core- like
quarterback more.
my groin muscle that year too.
Did you get it fixed?
Yeah, after I
Yeah.
went to Philly for everybody.
Burger?
Yeah.
Dr. Burger.
Shout out Dr. Berger. And the Saints clinched the NFC South for the second straight season after this game. Got the 3 seed. Ended up losing in the wild card around 26-20 in OT to the Vikings. And Michael Thomas
Went
put
off.
put a little shine on him earlier. 149 receptions in a single season.
MVP Mike, aka can't guard Mike.
Man.
A record that still stands to this day.
I don't think that's 17 games.
Unreal.
Or aka Trigger, Twitter fingers Mike.
Yeah.
What's up with my guy?
He's got aggressions. He's aggrieved,
149. That's incredible.
man.
What's your favorite moment as a Saint?
A mailman.
Your favorite moment as a Saint? Mailman. Meow.
Got that meow. Right about meow. Shoot, man. There's so many. Obviously, getting drafted to the Saints would be too easy to pick on. The first sack is always going to be memorable. Favorite moment. There's so many of them. It's because we're here sitting down. 2-sack night off of Tom Brady for sack number 99 and 100, breaking the 100 sack threshold.
Turning over the odometer, baby.
Off of number 12,
sacks. 100 sacks. That's a lot of fucking
99 and a
sacks.
half and 100 and a half. TB 12. Thanks.
That's a good person to have him on too.
Solid. First sack, Cam Newton. Great quarterback.
Great.
Second
MVP.
milestone, Tom Brady, 100th sack. And then to break the Saints record, Gardner Minshew.
Hey. I mean, he's
Greatness. Gardner Minshew.
Hell of a mustache, though.
Is it? It's a regular mustache.
I'm gonna say something.
It's a
nice.
regular mustache. They're like, he has a great mustache. And there's no like length to it, no beauty to it.
I think
It's
any white guy with a mustache, people think, oh, it's a great mustache.
That's a great mustache. I've had
Trying
great
to be
mustaches.
positive. Trying to be positive. I've got maybe a dumb question. Is there any mementos you keep from like a monumental sack? Like a wide receiver can keep a ball, like nothing?
Nah.
You could keep the sack.
I'm not big like sentimentalist. Like, I enjoy the game for what it is, and I played to the best of my ability. And I was like, I'm gonna keep this jersey forever. I think I ended up donating it, like, or giving it away in a whatever. Like, it doesn't.
Cam's defined more than just a football player. I could tell just how you talk.
I got kids. They define me. If my kids grow up and they're like bad people, I would have failed. And really, I'm gonna blame the mom. How could you let this happen, babe? Yeah, deferred. But if they come out great, I will take all the credit. Nia Jordan is a physicist. Yeah, she is. You know who taught her? This guy. You know how many multiple times tables we went through? Every day when she was 6. That was me.
We're on the 3s right now.
Ooh,
2nd grade.
No. Three? I thought you were talking like 3s. When they're 2 years old, I don't believe in terrible 2s. But when they're 3, that's a little demon.
Yeah.
Because now they got opinions and they stand on 10 toes about any and everything.
Eesh.
No, because. What you mean because? If this wasn't 2000s, you would have got your ass whooped. Like this, and then do push-ups now.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, now we do push-ups because the world is scared too.
All you can do is say you can't watch the iPad.
Yeah, but now you're a bad person. Like, and it doesn't correct it. Now they just spazzed out for no reason. They spaz and then they get over it and spaz again. I'm like, nah, bro, let's nip this in the bud. Push-ups.
Push-ups.
Yeah. Oh, big military push-ups, jumping jacks, squats for punishment. Because now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Blame me for making you stronger? I think not.
I make her hit the fence. Is she loafs?
What does that mean?
Wait.
There's a little hill in the backyard where I make her hit the
Yeah,
fence.
explain yourself. I make her hit the fence.
Hit the hey.
Wait. I don't agree.
Hey.
Not the fence.
Hit the fence.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
She has to run.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, we hit the levee sometimes, which is a big hill, hill backside. Oh, we're acting up. Oh, we don't know how to listen to mom, huh? Field trip time. Big levee action. And now they're running levees and they're pissed. Dad, I'm just so tired. I don't care if you walk up the levee. Guess what you're going to do? Hit this 10 times?
Man. Parenting.
They fear me in the offseason because daddy got time.
Yeah.
Daddy got time. What you say to me? Talking back. You didn't do your homework. All right, let's go outside. 30 laps. Little backyard. Feel like 30 laps, maybe 400 yards, little backyard.
Run them.
Yeah, run them. Dad, I'm so tired. I know you are.
Put it in the bank.
Continue. Sorry.
You're just putting equity in that little bank.
They're going to be so awesome as athletes. Like, how'd you get here? I don't know. He didn't really give us like real drills. Been training them their whole lives. They don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Tank pisses me off. All right, bro. Let's go outside, catch some balls. Run it out, post, slant, dig. It is what it is. Bro's going to have hands. Oh, did you catch with your body? Back to 0.
Ooh, body catching. No
body
good.
catching.
No body catchers.
No
No,
good.
bro. You put pads on, that's bad business. Anyway,
Do that.
Bad
We don't do that.
Lastly, in the legacy, I want to know your Mount Rushmore DNs.
hell yeah, brother. True DNs, not the edge rusher types.
DNs.
We're going to start off Chris Dolman,
Okay.
Julius Peppers.
Okay.
Are we labeling Reggie White as a DN? Because he was a 3-4, but he's really a D tackle. But he was on the edge.
Yeah, he was on the edge.
You can't go, Reggie White, and then Cam Jordan.
Let's go.
No LT.
He's an edge. LT? He's not a DN.
DN.
He's an edge rusher. He's TJ Watt.
Okay, I like
He's
it. I
Von
like
Miller. Yeah, he's not putting his hand in the dirt and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna put hands on me. Like the tight ends didn't fear him. Fear him.
LT.
Just fear to block him for sure in a pass rush.
You see LT?
But like, a duo going his way. Tight ends.
Dude, you know what? You know what's fucking crazy? When you just said that, a duo coming his way. We got the duo. Our defense, I don't know, I forget what year it was, in like 18. We had a good defense. And they were getting the duo coming at them. It was regular day.
Yeah.
And we got blown up. And you know how you're supposed to take them out, so you force it inside the duo? Fucking Bill threw on LT clips. He goes, this is how you fucking do it. And he'd show LT blowing up the duo and making the fucking play. But it's funny how you said that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, yeah. I like that. That's an insane.
Yeah. Now, had you just left it at edge, then we'd open it up to the Von Millers, the LTs.
Yeah. I like that you have a difference.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's nuances to this.
That's like naming a slot receiver, and they're like, oh, but what about him? But he's an X or a Z or whatever it is.
Well, a lot of people think I'm a slot receiver, but I did have more catches on the outside.
We love nuance here in the Nuthouse.
Yeah,
The more you know.
It's the
I
details.
just made a lot of hay in the slot. Any leftover questions?
Cam, what's your best Jameis story down in New Orleans?
I'm just going to stick current because I love everything he'd be talking about now. What's going to take to win the game? Unwavering faith. Victory comes by the road, or what? Victory comes by the road. What else did he say? Like, but we're going to get it. It's lights, camera. It doesn't take the lights, the camera, and the action. It takes all action, individual action. I love Jameis. Like, what? There was times when he wasn't the starter, you would still be like, did you really say that shit?
The Eat the W
And he's
one.
so serious, like locked in.
Locked in.
Could you imagine him being in Temple? Like, we played him that game. The Eat the W, that was our game. Deshaun Jackson in the
that's
back,
right.
Quan Alexander. Guys like looking at him like,
What the hell?
and he's like, yeah, what we got to do is win. We're going to do this. We're going to win. Hey, everybody wants a W, right? Hey, yeah, you got to eat that. And the moment he went here, you see Deshaun Jackson in the picture like, nah. But Deshaun's from L.A. He's a cat that he's cool. If you understand James, the moment you have a conversation with James, you understand that's the guy you want in a bar fight. That's the guy you want at church. That's the guy you want at the house playing cards. That's the guy you always want in your corner. Because you're like undying faith that he's going to win whatever situation he's in. You're in a bar fight. Oh, we got to beat him up. He's already thrown the punch, and you haven't even realized that it was about to be fight. You were like, if we're about to drive to the mall, he's already in the driver's seat, and he doesn't know where the mall is yet.
Yeah.
Like if you need somebody to ride with you, Jameis is that guy.
He is.
Like look at him. Deshaun's right there, bro. Look at because you zoom in on Deshaun's face. What are we doing? Why are you here?
Oh my gosh, priceless.
But had they won, they would have been eating dubs for the rest of the season. Fan base would have been eat a dub, dub.
Yeah.
Arrogance in the winning.
Print the T-shirts.
The old if game.
One little piece of housekeeping over here. We talked Saints streaks. 1980 was the record, 14 losses in a row. Snapped it in week 14 against the Jets, 21-20 at Shea Stadium.
Fucking Jets. They're just slump busters. All right, let's name the game. The Jordan flu game or the Cam Jordan flu game? Cam Jordan flu game.
Yeah, Cam Jordan flu game.
Gotta go.
If you say Jordan flu game, you're automatically thinking the Bulls.
Yeah, what?
There's a more famous Jordan.
This is the Cam Jordan flu game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Cam, stakes 0 to 10, decimals okay. The stakes of this week 13 Thanksgiving game. If it was the Super Bowl, it'd be a 10.
Yeah.
If it was
Then this is a 9.
Preseason game.
Yeah, this is a 9.
Rivalry.
Is it a
It's
rivalry
division
game?
It's a rivalry division game. That's what I'm saying. What's the score ranking out of 10? Great.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Yeah.
Close it out. Close the game out. Again, last play of their offensive series to close it out with the sack, that alone puts you in cataclysmic efforts, right? And then you talk about it's a division opponent. It's Thursday night, and you're sick. The only thing would make that better is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love that. For me, it's 7-8. Because division game makes it high, but you guys are 8-2 at the time. They're 2-8. That's the only reason for me
Mm-hmm.
the stakes are not as big. Star power.
Hold on, Jack had a
5.6. I really, I'm Russian judging
had
here.
a 5 nights a regular season
Okay,
game.
yeah.
Division did not count for you. You don't understand the hate. It's
The
okay.
South is not enough, as the
I
say.
don't understand the Falcons New Orleans hate.
Fucking Jack.
Yeah, well, that's what the T-shirt said. I heard. They had the T-shirts printed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
The star power, 0 to 10, decimals okay. People in the game, maybe people at the game. Star power.
Yeah. Solid 8. Prime Julio Jones.
Yes, yes.
Prime
Hall
Matt
of Famers.
Ryan.
You're a Hall
Drew
of
Brees.
Famer.
Yeah.
Tom
Devontae
Payton.
Freeman was that guy when he was at Atlanta.
He was balling.
He was. He
was that
fucking
guy.
scored on us, and
Yeah.
he was
Mara.
good.
Yeah.
Peyton, Dan Campbell's in the
Yeah.
building.
Coaches.
AK, Taysom, Drew Brees. There was no Drew Brees was top 3 at that
Yeah.
time. Coaching. Don't know who their coach was. Doesn't matter because
Dan
we never
Quinn.
cared.
Dan Quinn.
Yeah, it was.
Head
Sure.
coach of the Commanders.
Mr. 28.
Defensive coordinator
Sean
of
Payton,
Legion of Boom.
the only coach sponsored by Jordan.
Whoa.
Right.
Sean?
Sean Payton.
That's a wild distinction. I didn't know that.
Right?
I wonder how that call went. Did Sean call them or did Jordan call them?
Great question.
I bet you Sean probably called him like, I like Jordan.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
I think they were golfing together at some event, and
Sounds
that's
right.
because star power. Who
Star
knows
power.
more people than Sean? Nobody.
Yeah.
I'm
going to go 8.2. I agree.
I threw a 7.8.
I did a 7.9.
We're in the same
So I wasn't
ballpark here.
delusional on star power. Just
we're in the
That's right,
ballpark.
that's right.
yeah. Delulu.
The gameplay of the game, back and forth.
That's
how the viewer likes it. There's 2 onside. Was there 2? 3.
Really 3, but
Really
one got
3.
called
One
back.
got called back, and then they still did.
9.4.
9.4.
Because it's a close game. It was all back and forth. No matter how bad we block a kick, they answered that with still getting back. Whatever it was, 2 onside kicks to bring it back.
Every phase was involved.
Yeah, you were on the edge of your seats
Yeah.
for the entire game.
Yeah.
On whatever side it was, you were like, if you're on Atlanta side, you're like, come on, baby, pull it out. And if you're on the New Orleans side, you're like, nah, leave it in.
Soak, baby, soak.
And for that, I'm going to give it a 9. I'm a special teams guy at heart. There's a lot of good special teams, a lot of great defense, turnovers.
I went with a 6.0. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what I'm doing.
I did
over
an
here. I'm just
8.2.
firing from the hip.
The name of the game, the Cam Jordan flu game.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 6, just because it had been a quarterback that would have thrown into a different atmosphere.
It's an integrity score
Yeah,
there, Cam.
like
Humble.
as a defensive end, although we are marquee players, your fans are looking for guys that score touchdowns, guy that makes touchdowns. So it just is what it is.
Not me. I like guys that sack guys that throw touchdowns.
Hell yeah, me
And
too.
Stop the fucking run
Hell yeah, brother.
and set the goddamn edge.
Set the world on fire. That's what
And
we do.
don't run past the quarterback.
Man,
And that put their hands in the ground all 3 plays.
bro, I tell people I have the greatest job alive. Like, I get to work every day, and I bring my hands to work. Like, I get to choke somebody else out. Like, I look forward. I'm like, ooh, tight end, you've lost. You've lost.
It's a different type of bringing your hands to work.
Yeah.
Like Cam said, he will not change a fucking light bulb, but he will choke the shit out of a 300-pound man and
Feels
try to
good.
hit a 6'6" guy that's 250 pounds.
Exactly. A pulling tight end. We're coming down.
Is that when-
and he's going down.
Is that when you see angels?
Man, because I'm like, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. Fire! And don't let them drop. And now you're my bitch. Now it's jail rules. Yeah, bitch.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I like the Cam Jordan flu game. This
I love
is a
that
cool
name.
game.
I love it. It's just the effectiveness for a defensive end.
Jackie gave 8.
8.0.
I did a 4.5.
All right, where's that put us in all the games we've done? 7-4-3.
You're 47th overall, just ahead of the 2014 BCS National Championship, Auburn versus FSU. Jameis Winston, great game. And just behind the 2002 Western Conference Finals, Game 5, Lakers versus Kings.
That's a good spot.
Regular season game, it's a good spot.
Cam, did we miss anything?
I mean, what haven't we covered? We've been here for a while.
I know. We appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for coming. You got to plug anything?
The Cam Jordan Foundation, you do a lot of good in the city of New Orleans. Did a gala earlier this year, raised damn near $200,000, $250,000, which going to turn that into a scholarship. So we're going to do a lot of good.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, so it's definitely for the next generation.
For the kids.
The greatest thing about being a football player is being able to have an impact on the next generation, just in terms of them collecting cards, playing Mutt, Madden, whatever it is. They look up to us. So the fact that I got kids that have sent me highlights of them doing my sack celebration in college and in high school, I think is wild. Even some kids like, bro, I'm gonna do your sack celebration in the league, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I hit that plateau. It's awesome to see. But 14 years ago, going to schools, school visits every Tuesday, and I still do it. Kids that are like 7, 8, 9, 10 are now 21, 25, 26. Like, bro, I remember when you came to school, and like I hope to one day be like you. That shit's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's so cool that you recognize the platform that we have as athletes. We've worked so hard to get to where we're at, but it's so satisfying to help other people along in their journey, because we didn't get to where we were at by ourselves. There's other people, a father, a mentor, coach, and that's I love that, man. Everyone go check out the Cam Jordan Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Off the Edge is his podcast. I hopped on there. Thank you so much for coming on, bro, and coming to Nuthouse. Hell
yeah. Appreciate the invite. Didn't know what to expect, and now it lived up to expectations.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going down for a bro down. Bro that shit up.
That was awesome.
Man, that was a fun episode.
Dude, he's awesome.
First active player during season in the Nuthouse.
Bye week, come through to the Nuthouse.
He's probably done right now, though, but still, season's happening.
Fucking monster. He's a wide individual.
I need to ask him his shoulder recipe, man. What's the work? Drop the workouts, bro.
I think God. You see, that's just natural. Wide, like the width of his shoulders are fucking long. Like you could just tell he has long arms. That's why he's so good on the edge. And love that he loved playing in the fucking run game.
Oh,
I like the all down edge.
Rush
guy.
lane
That's why
integrity.
He's a Hall of Famer, I think.
100%.
I mean, he's had some insane seasons. He's played a long time at a high level, has 100 plus. What's he got?
North of 100 sacks.
I know he's 100.
Yeah.
117 and a half at the time of
117.
recording this.
What does that put him up?
Top 20, 25, top 25.
30? And you know what? He's going to be great when he retires. Whatever media outlet he goes to, however he wants to do, he's going to be great.
We should get him in the Nuthouse. Get him his own podcast with the Nuthouse. I don't know. Is that illegal? Are we
Maybe.
What is it called?
Collusion?
No, not colluding. When a player is owned by another team,
Tampering.
but can't
Tampering.
we're
We're
tampering.
going to lose our first round pick.
Are we tampering?
Are we tampering? Let's call Tom Brady and see what he knows about tampering.
We could do
Cameron Jordan,
an
wait.
anti-Falcons podcast hosted by Cam.
Falcons hate week every week.
Hates the Falcons.
Endless.
I don't
Falcons
even
hate
hate
week.
the Falcons.
Like, what's the?
Yeah, I don't know. It's an NFC. See, the NFC, I know every division's got their rivalries, but NFC South rivalries, they are unique. Because I think the Panthers would say the same thing. Their biggest rivals, the Falcons. The Saints would say the same thing. Their biggest rivals, the Falcons. And then you got
the
Tampa
Bucs
just kind of
biggest?
hanging out and like,
Was that because Atlanta was so good in the 90s and shit, maybe?
maybe.
They were the cream.
I
Because
wonder.
the Saints were bad for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember as a kid seeing paper bags over heads.
Yes.
The Aints.
The Aints, baby.
And that I saw that was from footage before I was born. I was seeing, you know what I mean? Like, so they've never really, the expansion team of the Panthers, they started out hot. So they were always they were decent when Del Home and Steve Smith, they were always had really
Real ebb
good
and
teams,
flow.
but ebbs and flows.
Then you get Cam in there.
And then the Bucks were really bad back in the day.
Really, really, really bad. The only thing good about them was the creamsicles.
So Atlanta was like the team.
Vic.
Yeah, but even before Vic, Dion back in the 80s or early 90s. Is it a fairly new division? What's the division age?
How old is it?
I mean, I know that division, but like, how old are the
I don't think
Atlanta
it's that-
Falcons?
The Bucks used to be in the NFC North, which is fucking weird. Or they call it the Central or whatever.
Yeah, Central.
Yeah, it was only formed in 2002. The NFC South.
Now,
as we know it.
when did Atlanta come into existence?
Um,
Because are they the
62.
oldest one in the division? Maybe.
I don't think so. 66. is
Yeah,
the
that's
Falcons.
fully because the Panthers were an expansion team.
What about the Bucks?
With the Bucks, Tampa was like a '70s team. I feel.
76. You're right. Yeah.
How old are the Saints?
And then the Saints.
67. So them and
They're
the
both the
Falcons are right
same.
in that same little window.
They're the same, and that's why That's why that's probably the biggest rivalry, those two. Because they're the oldest of that. And that's the South.
The two big cities in the South,
Those
kind
are
of
the big
culturally,
South.
yeah.
And South loves football, man. That's got to be a fun conference or a fun division to play in.
It is. And it was pretty cool to think not that many years ago, you had Cam, you had Breeze, you had Ryan. That's 3 big-time QBs in one division.
They had really good teams. Those early 10s, I mean, Saints won Super Bowl. Cam went to Super Bowl. Atlanta went to Super Bowl after, in mid-10s. Like, they've had some teams.
Oh, yeah.
Bucks won Super Bowls
Yeah.
with Tom.
Yep. And
Wow.
then Gruden before that.
Gruden.
Quick correction here. It's 118.5. Cam Jordan, I'm looking at PFR here. So that puts him at 23rd all-time on the official list. Just in
118.
front of J.J. Watt, right behind Clyde Simmons.
Just in front of Jay.
Simeon Rice right in
He's
front of
a
those
Hall of
guys.
Famer, dude. Full-time.
Full-time.
Lineage blood.
Full-time.
Man, that was an awesome episode.
One of my favorite Nuthouse guests so far. That was great.
That was good.
They keep getting better.
Now, let's hit the old hotline. I've been enjoying these. Again, that number is 424-291-2290.
I'm with my roommate Colin Sinclair, and I am Ben Helton. And our NFL hot take is, if Nick Chubb could stay healthy, he would be the best running back in the NFL. And also, we play on a flag football team, and we are both wide receivers. We were running if you had any tips on route running. Thank you.
That's like an AI kid. That's full AI kid.
Colin Sinclair, you don't buy that as a real name? Ben Helton. AI kid.
Well, young buck, why don't you take a little second real quick? Let me adjust myself. Nick Chubb, if healthy, I mean, I think he'd probably be one of the best running backs. I don't think he's quite what he was before yet. Needs a little more reps. Could come back. I mean, he's still early. I think he had a really bad injury. Was it like a tore his
ACL, maybe?
No, I think it was like his patellar tendon. Was it that? Regardless, he's a hard worker. You always see the videos of Nick Chubb in the weight room. You know that he's putting in 110 effort all time in his prep. So, yeah, I don't think that's a hot take, Bubs. I mean, if we were 3 years ago, he was the best running back in the league, damn near. 4 years ago, he had the high. That's where all the contracts were based off of Nick Chubb and the $11 million that he got. Like, hey, how come Nick Chubb got $11 million? That was the negotiation meter for running backs, or it could be like 12 or whatever it was. Then he had the horrific injury. So, route running, flag football team, attack leverage. Always attack the leverage of an off defender and make all your routes look the same. So if you attack the leverage, say he's off and inside, if you attack him, you get him flat-footed, he's either got to open up, right? And then when he does that, if you're attacking him full speed, he's either going to give you some depth, and you get to run your out, your in, your post, or, if he's flat-footed, that's where you get your your deep one, your stutter go. So you want to marry all your routes to look the same. And it was different in our system. A lot of these West Coast teams are steps and everything's timing in place. Like ours was always about attacking leverage. And even if a guy's pressed, he's got inside leverage. If he's pressing inside leverage, he's telling you where his help is. It's over the top outside. So if you attack that leverage, it also creates room and space, because I'm sure you're playing flag football. That's what it's all about, is space. You're creating space from the other guys. So if he's outside leverage, he's got help in the middle of the field. If you attack that leverage, you're creating more space, man coverage, and you get open.
Some college intramural league type vibes, I feel like.
I was going to say.
Was that college? I
don't
thought
know.
that was way younger.
If you have a roommate, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, roommate.
Oh, yeah. Was it college?
Maybe.
I was going to say flag football tip. Convince Steve Smith Sr. to come out of retirement and join your team. Maybe Josh McCown.
You'll get those boys right. Don't sleep on the spin move in flag football, too. If you can do a spin move, it's killer. Those flags are tough to get.
I see it.
Hey, Joel, this is a question for you. I was just wondering, who was the first person you talked to after the 28-3 comeback, besides your teammates?
My parents, my dad, I think. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister were there. And then my agent, Don and Steve,
Dubin and
Ian
Yee.
Dubin Sports. And I did some, for Don, I did a Happy New Year's in Chinese for Chinese New Year. I think it was the year of the rabbit, maybe.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I could be. It was 2019, so whatever that was.
Call that the year of the squirrel, baby.
Those are the two.
17 Falcons, 2017.
Wait, is this Falcon? Oh, Falcons.
Yeah, you just got the shirt on. Well, how does that work with family on the field after a Super Bowl? Are they just
You get
streaming
I
on?
think you get a certain amount of passes.
Yeah.
Certain amount of tickets, and then you get a certain amount of like field access passes if win.
So you're like celebrating on the field, and at some point you
Yeah.
just see Frank and Angie like, oh shit, and then
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
it's awesome.
That was a
Gave
good game, 28-3.
Always gave the "I love you" sign to my family. You know, my dad's. That was our thing. We always "I love you'd" because we have deaf family.
That's
It's the
so
number
cool.
one game.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
For a reason. Number one, baby.
Julian, it's Phil. Look, like, you can't do this fucking radio show without doing the ice bowl. Like, we're not on this fucking program here. Come on.
Pretty good. Pretty good bill.
That was Bill.
That was a pretty good bill.
518 number.
He started like, look.
Look, asshole.
Man,
You got to start
pretty
everyone
good.
to look.
Ice ball.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta get the right guess, guys.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, he was a starting quarterback that year, wasn't he? He was starting for the Packers, wasn't he? Green Goblin. Oh, Green Goblin. Wait, explain why Willem Dafoe, though.
He
for
was
the
at
folks.
that game.
That's epic.
Yeah.
He'd
He
be
was
really-
freezing his
that'd be
butt off
fun.
out there at Lambeau.
That'd be, and he's got a good voice. No, like I've heard him narrate some shit. So like his voice on the intro would be epic.
1967 NFL championship game for all you at home.
19 what?
67.
67.
It's a good year.
Packers, Cowboys. Packers won 21-17.
We should see who's alive from those rosters and just make a push because we should do that game.
The frozen tundra.
I wish we had John Madden.
R.I.P.
Get Nick Cage as John Madden.
Ooh.
I gotta see how Nick Cage is gonna do with the old coach. Okay, this is a fucking Madden was like a huge part of my life. Bay Area native.
San Mateo.
Went to college in San Mateo.
Also, Dig for Meal too.
Dick Vermeil. We got some fucking winners over at College of San Mateo. Bulldog Nation. Shout out. Shout out. Once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. Shout out.
Games with Names. This is your boy, Aaron Andrews from New England. This is going to be a good friggin' weekend of football. We got Drake May. Is he the one? Is he going to be the one? We're going to find out. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I am super excited to see him play and what he can do for the entire team. Can we also talk about Nikki frickin' Glazer? I think we need to get her on this podcast, maybe like quarterly, annually, bi-yearly. I don't know. I'm sorry. I screwed this up already. But either way, y'all enjoy this Friday. I'll be calling back in a little bit, you know. But Julian and anybody else, take it slow, take it easy, and all of that.
What is this, drunk hour with fucking Aaron?
Aaron Andrews.
This guy. He's hammered.
I love him.
Calling us
I
on a
love
Friday
him.
night after a fucking long week of work. Just venting to fucking
In the
Games with Names. I like it. Drake May, is he the one? Right now, he's the one.
Looking pretty good.
He's looking good. I
He
fucking
is.
like his attitude.
I love him.
I like his attitude. He needs to work on getting his feet set more, though. His feet are always all over the place. Makes some great throws. Don't get me wrong.
Made some great throws.
Can we talk about how good Nikki is on those those hits in the post game?
Yeah.
That segment she does, unreal. Best thing I see all football season. The best.
Killed the Golden Globes. So good.
She's so cool.
Hello, I would like to be drafted.
How old is that kid? Will we
That might
bring
be
your
my favorite
kid
call
to
we've gotten all
fucking
year.
work day? What are these kids listening to this goddamn podcast for? There's fucking F-bombs and shit in here.
They're just trying,
Bro,
they're
he
just trying to
knows.
go to sleep.
He heard about your 3-cone drill. He wants to be drafted.
This kid can't. This guy's got a bottle still. What are we doing? This is not for children. This kid better not go anywhere near like the school my kid goes to and tell her how I talk on this show.
Hey, I would like to be drafted.
Play it again.
Drafted. Yeah, I want to hear him again.
Hello, I would like to be drafted.
What is that? That could be 7.
What if
Could be.
maybe
He was like
saying
gulped. He was like drinking something at the beginning. He was like a
Probably have a Slurpee.
gulp.
bottle of milk?
Jesus. Next.
Last one.
Hey, I'm leaving this message for Kyler, otherwise I'd be texting. Guys, I have a question for you. Will you ever consider doing a Dudes on Dudes live? Thanks. Bye.
How old is that girl?
She's old.
I think a fully
She's
grown
of
adult.
age. Of age.
Like, is our target market fucking kids?
Dude, when I'm uploading these episodes, I hit explicit every time. So these are parental advisory.
I mean, I go to Dexter Academy in Massachusetts, and I got little kids calling me fucking Edelnut.
Games
We're
with
in
names is for the
6th
children.
grade. What are these kids doing? How are they listening to this? What are your parents doing?
Molding young minds.
Oh my God.
Good thing we don't talk about soaking or anything bad.
This is a comedic, explicit sport podcast that talks about absolutely stupid shit and drops F-bombs. You can't listen to this when you're not at least like 14, maybe 12.
Right.
Oh,
God,
Dudes on Dudes live show? We'll see.
Let's
Let's pump the brakes.
yeah.
We'll be in there going wild.
Let's earn our stripes here.
Yeah, we got we got to feed the beast first. You got to it's kind of like Kobe beef. Why is it so good? Because you massage that cow. You feed that cow with nothing but great fucking grasses from somewhere in Japan where they have a guy that literally single-handedly waters this grass. No pesticides, no nothing. You feed that grass to the beef. You massage it. You give it beer. We want a little fat in that fucking meat. We want marbleization in this podcast. And right now we're marbling. We're marbling right now. But we ain't fucking Kobe beef right now.
Mm-mm.
We ain't even U.S. Prime.
Mm-mm. We're not going to the slaughterhouse just yet.
We ain't U.S. Prime right now.
Nah, you're right.
Okay? So pump the brakes on live show. What is the one under U.S. Prime meat?
It's going Prime Choice Select.
We're Select. Safeway Select.
So the highest you can have is abundant marbling, moderate marbling, or slight marbling.
We're not marbled yet.
We're not even at slight yet.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking Select.
That's true.
There's no marbling in Select. We're a fucking Top Chuck.
You got to put us into a stew right now.
You got to take that
This shit
stinking.
is tough.
You got to take that stinking hammer. And just
It covered in a $2 steak. But live show hopefully coming in the future.
maybe
Near
Gronk
you.
Beach.
Oh God, I
Gronk
hope
Beach
not.
on stage.
Oh my God, Dudes on Dudes live.
Pizza party
Gronk
at the
Beach.
Super Bowl.
Oh heck yes.
Well, thank you for calling and not texting. That's why it got played on the air.
I just hope that kid gets drafted, and I hope
I know.
an offensive lineman, and I hope he can play for the
But
Patriots.
maybe this is in 15 years. There's like an E60 of this kid, and this is the moment like you knew.
Well,
Heck
how do
yes.
we know if it's that kid?
He'll know.
What's he going to call into it?
He'll know.
He'll know.
And Tom Rinaldi will find it.
And when you called, how did you feel? I just wanted to get drafted and tell him. What were your thoughts following what you said? Well, I don't know. I was like 6 years old. And my dad called me, and I think he was having a couple beers. And he said, let's fucking call games with names. And that said, say something. So I just said what I said. How did that make you feel as a kid growing older? Pretty good. Standard. It's Friday night. You always knew that was kind of the night. Dad had a couple beers. I'd take a sip when he wasn't looking. You know, it's standard shit. That's a Tom Rinaldi.
That's a Tom. That's so profound, bro.
Every time I talk with him, he cuts. I want to cry by the end of our conversation. He gets real deep. He knows how to ask a goddamn question.
You give it right back to him, don't you?
Oh, I do.
You turn it on.
He'll be like, he was asking me about my upbringing with my dad. We were at some Fox seminar. He's like, how did you grow up? And I go, my dad, well, what did your dad do? Oh, my dad was a mechanic. He goes, how did that make you feel? I said, I don't know. It was regular for me. How did your dad make you feel? He goes, it's not about me. It's about how your life developed. Something like that. I'm like, damn, Tom, you're doing that shit to me, Tom. You're doing that shit. You ain't going to get me to cry. I will not cry.
That is awesome.
I just got Ronaldo'd.
All right, we got to
get out of here, guys.
Let's go get some patrinacy.
We got to get some patrinacy. Marshawn, get us on that. We used to have, dude, I've had that before. That was like a thing.
Wild. I never heard of it.
Maybe it's changed, but not knowing Marshawn, but wanting to know Marshawn, it's probably the same.
I like that.
He knows what he's from.
A Skittle in there instead of a worm.
Look at that lean, man. But freaking Cam was amazing.
Cam is the man.
Go watch Off the Edge.
Go check out Off the Edge. Check out the Cam Jordan Foundation. And thanks again to Cam. That was fun.
That was awesome. What a guy.
And that's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Hey, Rocky. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember,
rate and review.
Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a message on the Ol Hotline at 424-291-2290. Those are always fun. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.